so I can see it. It is being live streamed. And let me let that kick all the way in. Bong, bong. All right, all right, all right, all right. Sensay, welcome to Inner Magic Academy, brother. It's about time.
Hey, man, goddamn me. Hecka. You understand me? I'm here for it. Goddamn me. You know, we nothing but magicians and alchemists out here anyway, so it was only inevitable. You know, so the flesh done caught up with the spirit, man. So, you know, I'm honored to be in your presence, brother, always. You know what I'm saying? You better goddamn know it.
The flesh done caught up with the spirit. That's a whole class. But we might put that to the end. But right now, I just want to know, how did you get involved in numerology in the first place?
Man, you know, as you know, bro, I lived a whole different life from what I live now. I came from the streets. My mother transitioned in 2004. That kind of led me to a spiritual path. You know, after reading the Bible, going through depression and all this kind of shit, I ended up getting a numerology reading from a goddess in Guyana. And she, after looking at my numbers, and she kind of looked into my chart and things, and she was like, I'm supposed to teach you this. She literally told me that on the phone, and she verbally handed me down the knowledge of numerology over the phone over like 9 hours. We hung up the phone and got on the phone the next day for another like 3 or 4 hours. And my mind was blown, man. And like, I've always been somebody who was good at math though. I mean, I had fucking like, I had algebra when I was in the 8th grade. You know, I had geometry in the 9th grade type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I already had calculus. I was already good with math. I was into engineering. That was like my major in college. You know what I'm saying? So all the math was always something that I was always privy to, but I never had no idea of the divinity of the numbers, like how powerful the numbers are on such a cosmic level and how they play out on so many different ways. So, you know, from that moment on, man, I started to explore my own numbers, get into my own numerology, you know, this journey of self-discovery. It led me straight within. And then after that, the numerology literally led me to Kemet. I'll tell you how it led me, bro. It led me to Kemet. All right. After it led me to Kemet, it led me to astrology. All right. I literally got into astrology right after I got into Kemet. Right. I was studying the Ankh and all this, you know, Kemetic knowledges and opened up the way, and, you know, Twa, Nufer, and Nefer, you know, Uncle Job, Chanel, all that good stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I was Hotepi, and, you know, I met Ashawa Kawezi. I had some beautiful experiences, like straight up. So when I got into seeing how all encompassing the numbers were and how at the core of everything, numbers is there. I mean, so, you know, for me, learning the numbers before I learned astrology, it gave me like a whole different aspect of seeing the zodiacs. And then so when I started hearing brothers like you speak, I'm like, wait a minute, it was like you were speaking a whole nother language, you know what I'm saying? Cause it was just like pure astrology. And I'm like, damn. And my mind is on numbers, and I'm like, well, how this shit gonna fit with what I got going on, you know what I'm saying? But at that moment, I was led more into deeper understanding these aspects, and even knowing that astrology can be broken down into 144 different ways, dealing with the 144,000 and all the different things. So it's all talking about us. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, this numerology done led me to the whole 360, bro. So I tell people I ain't got it all figured out, but I know one thing for damn sure. I got myself figured out. I know me.
What's one of the most common things that you have to help people on when they come to you to like get a numerology reading? What's something that's common where you just be like, man, I see that.
Man, acceptance that you don't know who you are. That you've identified with this construct, that the battles that you have is internal. That's one of the most hardest things that people really have to accept for themselves. That most, if not all, and as you know, it's accountability, you know? And I love how I heard you say one day, let's replace the word vulnerability with authenticity. You know what I'm saying? Because that fight to be authentic. And you know what? The one thing is that morality shit, bro. Trying to be a good person. Everybody's struggling because they're trying to be a good person instead of just being themselves. That's the simplest way I can put all of this shit. When we use the numbers, when we use astrology, all these things are telling you that, hey, these traits, these things are compelling you, human design, all of it telling you hey, whether you like it or not, you're gonna have to do this shit in this life or the next. You understand me? So either you gonna embody it or it's gonna body your ass, you know? So if we can keep it simple, but how people want to be coddled and they want to be made to feel good. It's all right that I'm gonna take my time with myself. And and I'm like, take all the time you need with you. But I didn't hit a switch over here. And I ain't gonna say it was overnight. You know what I'm saying? But once I know it's all gas, no brakes, yeah, it's all gas, no brakes. You understand?
Woo! It's gonna be a lot of hollering tonight. I'm gonna tell y'all now. So, because even myself, I'm going through something myself. You know what I'm saying? And so I always say I'm so much happier that the evening ends better than the morning started. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I tell people, let a healed version of you show up every goddamn day, man.
I think y'all should write that down. I think I should write that down too. So I want to let you know, like, I came prepared. My class is prepared. I don't know where everybody is at tonight, but they gonna miss a fire burner. For those of y'all on YouTube, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Y'all follow Sensay 9. Y'all know how to find us. We also gonna be doing something over in on Clubhouse together, because I got a program that matter of fact, let me just go ahead and show that right now before Sensei get all the way. I just want to get him all the way excited before I ask him his first question. All right, and then I'm turning him over and let y'all get some questions. He got to be leaving at 8:30 our time, so we have 38 minutes. So y'all can play around if you want to. He will not be here all night. And if you have something in the chat, just drop it over in the chat and I'll read it to him. But what I got going on, and especially I got to talk to my team first. So as y'all know, here at Inner Magic Academy, it ain't no good if my homie can't have none. So I don't know if y'all have been over to the site lately, but since I went down to Austin and got that training using the Condor approach, it's about, I was taking notes around integration and I kept writing down ancestral healing. I just kept writing it down and I was just like, man, I don't even have nothing around ancestral healing. But then it just kept saying, didn't Oshki tell you that you should be teaching a class around building altars? And I was like, well, he said something about it. And I was just like, okay. And then about 3 times in my notebook, I just wrote down ancestral healing and I didn't think nothing else of it. And so when I started putting this course together about people microdosing, and the whole thing was about, of course, integration, safety, but how do you mix astrology, human design, strategy, and family together? And then how do we remove all the confusion? I named it a think tank because I always find myself in high-level conversations. I'm surrounded by people smarter than me, like Sensei and Vontae, Sauce, and everybody in here. And so I was like, these are really think tanks, masterminds. You know what I'm saying? So what we want to do is remove all the confusion around these sciences and do something that everybody says, you can't do, because they say, oh man, this is a lot you got on here. Why don't you just do one on integration? Why don't you just do one on safety? I said, my nigga, because I'm a lot, okay? And if you scared, call the police. But turning on your inner magic is like being a new kid in the martial arts class. It can be scary at first, but if you stick with your practice and stay with the fundamentals, one day you'll be a master. And then this is what it is, family. This is a 2-day, next Saturday and next Sunday. Starts at 3 o'clock, Nadine. So that's 8 o'clock in the UK, 12 o'clock on the West Coast. Healing is physical, spiritual, emotional, and ancestral. And basically, if you just go through, I'm gonna just read these first 2 paragraphs. A lot of our desires go unfulfilled because we still carry so much of our ancestors' debris is that we didn't even know that we had. And yes, we have to clean up that debris that we didn't even create. That's why we call it ancestral healing. It's an inherited responsibility from our ancestors. We have a gross misconception that all our ancestors are healthy and are given superpowers when they cross over. That is not true. Many of our ancestors left this realm without having any truthful foundation or teachings of being an ancestor, and unfortunately took a misinformed consciousness with them, which is a terrible thing to have, a misinformed consciousness, especially if you take it with you, on a very perilous journey in their next path of evolution. If you want their help, then you're going to have to help them heal first. Simple as that. Y'all can read the rest on your own. Just please go over This is what it is. It's $150 until August the 8th. Then it's going up, I think, to $222 or $197 or something like that. You do get lifetime access to the replay, lots of DNA explosions. And I'm setting everybody up to move them over into a larger container on August the 18th. This is an 8-week virtual healing container, microdosing and magic. And this, you will have 4 months supply of microdosing, and we will be going through high-level meditations, breathing, qigong exercises, astrology, human design. The 2-day is the warm-up for this. This is the 8-week container for those who are ready. If you're not ready, then don't worry about it. You'll catch the next one whenever it comes back around. But which could be December, but I'm not sure. But the people who take this class are going to really understand and be ready for September 22nd. Okay, so I probably gonna have to do a larger conversation about that. But September 22nd is the beginning of the year, and whatever you're practicing right now, whatever you're doing or experiencing, it is because of what you was putting down September 22nd to November the 5th, 2021. Okay, so last year, whatever you were doing from September, October, November, you living it right now. This is where it came from. So and this one is 1997 until August the 11th. You do get for the students here is $997 because you're already in the course. So if you're interested in taking an 8-week journey with me and you're an Inner Magic Academy enrollee, student, member, family member of the community, it's going to be $997, and I'll probably have a link inside of the back office tomorrow. Okay, everybody else, if you're not a member, you're about to become one. I'm about to do stuff where I don't even talk to you if you're not speaking astrological and moon magic and human design, because I'm tired of explaining myself, and I'm really comfortable talking to the dope people that's in this room right now. So if any of y'all are interested, please slide on over to www.workwithoye.com. All right. Sensay, I'm telling you, the clubhouse on that one is going to be ridiculous. Ridiculous. What you just as you looked over it, what was your thought process, Sensay? Some say it's too much. What you say?
Man, it's very fitting. I say, goddamn me, it's, this is priceless information. Because, people always look at these numbers, and we already know that type of shit deter the right people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it deters the right people, you know what I mean? So yeah, if they can't afford it, it ain't for them. That's just really how it is, you know what I mean? So we talking about somebody making an investment into themselves, and that's priceless, especially when you're able to apply the information. So a lot of people who view it as too much, that's because you're playing with it. You ain't looking at it as something that that can actually change or enhance your life, know?
Right.
So you might want to go look for a $10,000 seminar to go to so you can feel like you're going to church on Sunday or something. That might be better for you.
I got something for 10,000 coming for them, but right now we're just working it up. This 150, like everybody, to me, in my opinion, if you live in your life, normally you should have 150 to come in. This is a 2-day. This is gonna be like 4 hours of my best stuff ever. So
just 150?
Just one. Well, it's 150 until the 8th, and then I'm going up to like, I don't know if it's 197. I love the 222s because my personality number is the master number 22. So they can get it for the 150. They can get it for the 222s, and then the replay probably be 250 or 300.
I mean, they're gonna tap in right now.
I'm just giving them the best I can, brother. So that's on them. I appreciate it. Also, just a preview. Me, Sensay, and Vontae gonna put something together. We ain't even got in the same room to discuss it yet, but everybody's excited about it. So y'all just get ready for that. That's probably gonna be that Thanksgiving move on y'all. That's probably gonna be late October, Halloween special or something like that. Might be in person. Who knows? Yeah, good gracious. But anyway, let's get on to the class tonight. Hold on. First off, I got to introduce you to why I keep the lights on up in here right one time. So in this class, we have a very broad topic. I mean, a broad sense of people. And when people join Inner Magic, you bring the whole family. You know what I'm saying? So if you got children, or if you 79, 90 years old, or if you got babies, we done had all that. So I just want to let you know that, you know what I'm saying, some of my favorite folks who and all I'm training is Jedis over here. That's all I'm training is Jedi. That's it. But these jokers right here show up to blow up all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Hey, look at them. What y'all doing?
They've had a reading with him.
Yo, what's up? Look at her. What's up, Gordon? Don't be trying to be shy. Don't be trying to be shy. I see you.
Hi, I'm
Hey,
I'm I'm the youngest.
I know you will.
No, tell them what your rising sign is. Tell them what your rising sign is.
My rising sign is Scorpio.
I'm a Taurus.
Aries.
Oh,
And my zodiac sign is a Taurus.
Did you forget that we both was working with them when you first started working with them?
No, I didn't forget.
I'm talking about OU.
Yes, I forgot.
Yeah, OU, yeah. Oh man, I done been on Zooms with all of them and everything. Like I done their numbers and everything, bro.
Oh, what?
How y'all been?
Good. I go pee.
It's good to see y'all.
Here and there.
Where's y'all notebook at? I don't see no paper. What's the problem? Y'all ain't got no paper. What's going on? Y'all ain't here to be entertained. Go get some paper.
I have a little.
I ain't talking about your mama. She taking her notes. Y'all go get y'all paper and go get y'all notes. Don't look at her. Go get your paper. Right. And
go get that paper and get that pencil.
Right.
Now get ready to take some notes.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. Let's get it, man. So my question tonight is the planets and the numbers, because sometimes the other night you were talking about like, hey, you know, Jupiter is number such and such, and Uranus is such and such and such. And this is the part where I tell people you need to discern when you be in the room with somebody smarter than you, because I was over there, my mouth shut and couldn't even get to my notebook. So that's why I invited you today, because I, up to this point, have not been able to teach this to my family members. And so I'm asking somebody who I trust to come in and take us through the numbers 1 through 9 with the planets, please. And now that you know your audience, you know what I'm saying? Miss Edith is in here too. She's 75. She's a whole cold-blooded ass sorcerer too. So you got the babies in here, you got Miss Edith, you got me in here, and you got everybody in between. So please take your time, brother, and break down, take us from 1 to 9 and how they relate to the planets, man, because I'm just finna sit over here and get my right on. So it's all yours, brother. Go ahead, take it away.
Man, I'm gonna tell you the crazy part of what you just said. When I was in Sedona doing the conjunction in 2020, it was the 4th of July, when all the planets were Jupiter and Saturn, you know what I'm saying? When all those planets aligned, right? I was literally in Sedona in the desert, and I had met a Reishi, which is that's a sage. So he was from Sedona. So he looking at me like, you're a sage, right? Telling me all this sort of stuff. So he was like, you a devotee of Krishna? And I'm like, nah, but I know about Krishna. He said, yeah, because I can tell you can gossip with the youngsters and laugh with the old folks. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, that's that trickster energy. We already know that's coming from Tahuti and all of that. Right. So even when we're dealing with these numbers, I'm gonna tell you, I got like 30 more minutes because my reading got pushed back. So I'm good for like the next hour.
Okay. Right? Okay. Take your time. Take your time.
Now, when we get into these numbers, we can literally tell the story of creation with these numbers. All right. It's the same way as to everything else. So when you're bringing in numerology, now the system that I prefer to use is Pythagorean. Now you got over 7 systems of numerology. All right. You got Greek, you got Chaldean. I mean, you got a few, the gematria. I mean, of course, I'm pretty sure everybody heard of gematria. All these different systems are based off of different different bases, I would say, different foundational aspects that you would build from. Now, the reason why I use Chaldean, I'm aware of all of them. The reason why I use Chaldean is because the Chaldean system, I use Pythagorean, but I kind of mix in with a little Chaldean, but I'm more true to Pythagorean. The reason why I use Pythagorean theorem when it comes to numerology, because that is what our whole alphabet is based off of. All right. The whole alphabet that we have is based off of this whole alphabet that we have. The whole English language is a spell casting language. The spells are full of spells. All right. Now, the numbers can tell you how. The reason why you can see this is because when you use the Pythagorean theorem, you equate each letter in the alphabet to a number. And you start with the letter A and you start with 1. All right. And of course, the only true numbers is 0 through 9, or basically 1 through 9. Because after that, every other number basically repeats itself. So you can see how this, 1,000,001, 2, 3, 4, 1,000,005, all these different things. It's just a repetitive sequence of numbers. Even if you look at the pi sequence, even if you look at algorithms, or even with the binary codes of zeros and ones dealing with computer language. I mean, even if we get into astrology, human design, everything is going to be predicated off a number. Your birthday, your birth time, everything we do is going back to a number. Why? Each number is equivalent to an angle. Same thing when we deal with perspective, or we deal with angles in astrology. Because these numbers are kind of all encompassing of different aspects when you deal with numerology, versus breaking it down to an individual aspect. Now in astrology, you're breaking it down to an individual aspect. When you deal with human design, you're breaking it down to a auroric aspect. So how these things are playing out in your aura. So all these different things are talking about physical traits. So when you use the governing system of 0 through 9, based off these planets, they actually become interchangeable. And once I start talking about it, you'll see what I mean. Now, even if I deal with the aspects of creation, from the darkness comes the light. From 0 comes 1. 0 deals with the darkness, right? And the light becomes 1. 1 is linked to the energy of Sun and Leo. So you're dealing with the energy of the Sun and Leo, and you're also dealing with vitality. You're dealing with somebody, this is a natural born leadership aspect. This aspect brings on somebody who works well in group settings. This aspect can bring on different things, like according to whatever this person's birthdays or different traits are playing out to. They just say you were born on a 1 day, that can bring a different aspect of the 1. If your life path number comes out to a 1, that brings out a different aspect of the 1. But it all goes to a general aspect of you having to be a natural born leader. You having to walk into your natural leadership skills. You having to learn how to work well in group settings. You having to embrace your Leo energy, right? Having to know that, hey, the world is your stage. You know what I'm saying? The sun only shines on you. Embracing living an individual life. All right. LeBron is a life path 1. You know what I mean? So that's to give you an idea of what that King James. Look at why he called himself King James. He's embodying the life path 1. All right. Now, when you bring in the 2, right? Now the 2, because now you're dealing with 1 angle. So this is like the first angle of light. You know what I mean? So when you bring in the 2, this is going to bring in the energy of Cancer and the moon. So when you bring in 2, now you're bringing in empathy, right? The 2 is going to combat everything the 1 does. So the 2 becomes the moon, right? So it's going to shadow everything the 1 does. So, where are your emotions as you are a natural born leader? Like, how are you after you learn who you are on your assertive level? Like, are you compassionate? Are you empathetic? You know what I mean? So that 2 is the number of the empath, especially if you were born on the 2nd day, life path 2 or whatever the case may be. This is giving you a number of the empath. Now, when we deal with magic, this can play out on other different levels. So even if we tap into your magic, you know what I'm saying? Because, you were looking at my chart one day, you were like, man, you're a whole damn warlock out here. You know what I'm saying? I got like Taurus, stellium in the 6th house. I got Uranus in the 12th and Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? I got some pretty powerful placements, that caused me to have to go through a lot of things when to deal with death and magic. And I ain't know nothing about none of this stuff, but hell, you start to remember, as we like to say. But when you're dealing with that 2, like my life path is 11, that equates to the number 2. So these things just show how even in your numbers, traits are still playing out, right? So at the 2, this make you you have to learn how not to curse so much. You have to learn how to set healthy boundaries for yourself. You take on all the Cancerian traits. And also you have the superpower of the whole healer that is connected to the 2. So this 2 capacity carries the ability to be able to heal financially, emotionally, sexually, mentally, spiritually, right? Now also the 1 is the superpower of electromagnetism. So now you're bringing in and amplifying the sun's energy. So you see how the planetary energies are even amplified in these numbers, right? And they can kind of bring on what we like to say is superpowers. So these things can play out in your everyday life. It ain't like you watching a cartoon or something. You naturally are apt, like drawing everything to you, but you are like Superman. And Superman was a Taurus, by the way. You know what I'm saying? And OE is a Taurus. And 2 is going to be linked to the 2nd house, dealing with Taurus energy. So you can tie these energies in all the way, even though you can tie 1 into Aries, right? You can tie it into Mars energy as well. So these numbers take on a 360, especially when your knowledge is kind of universal. So, you know, I know y'all being in the school of OE, y'all like, yeah, I see how I could play out on so many different levels. Like that one can bring you conflict, you know what I'm saying? That one can bring you all these different things as your individuality that look at me, the Aries, like at the beginning, you know, having to learn things all over and over again, having to earn a foundation, having to be a trailblazer. So all these things can play out because these numbers are universal. They don't just take on one aspect. You know what I mean? So the 2 dealing with moon, you also gonna bring in some Venus aspects, somebody who's very true about their values. You know, if I see it as a birthday, it will tell me certain things about you. You may have dealt with certain things about your mother, dealing with the home, especially if you were born on the 20th day or your number adds up to a 2, right? So these things can give you how these traits can play out, especially as your knowledge of the numbers expands and you have, at the core, have the octave of how it's playing out. So as you all know, right, these things in planets and astrology take on vast meanings. We just narrowed them down to 30 degrees. We talking about something that can be, you talking about broad, I call the zodiacs broadband spectrums of information. We don't even know where they stop. We don't even know where they start. All we did was take a piece out of a pie and say, all right, we're going to deal with this part right here because this ties into the realm we in. You know what I mean? So the numbers take on an infinite meaning though. That's why you can take on these numbers and you know what I'm saying? Your chart is going to be specific to you. Your numbers can be specific to you. But when you equate these numbers to a universal aspect, yeah, you see all kind of stuff that can play out with these numbers. Now, when you bring in a 3, now you're coming in, you know, you're dealing with an aspect of creation now, right? You're dealing with the Trinity. You're dealing with a Christ consciousness, as we like to call it. You're dealing with 3s, deal with Sagittarius energy, right? Because now you're moving into the higher octave of Christ consciousness. That's why you're going to tie in Sag, and you're going to tie in Jupiter. Every messenger that you can think of in any text was tied to Jupiter energy. I'm pretty sure y'all know that, you know, we heard what OE. So you talking about Jesus was tied to the heart, Muhammad. That's why they said every religion with theirs was what? Love. So they were all built on love, predicated on compassion and all these things. Without that, you ain't going higher nowhere. Love is the elevator, it's the escalator to take you higher. So without that knowledge of self, without that you marrying the 1 and the 2, you ain't gonna know the 3. You gotta bring your masculine and your feminine because the 1 could be equated to masculine and feminine too. Because now you're dealing with your ego and you're dealing with your femininity, or you're dealing with your thoughts and your emotions, sun and the moon, Solomon's temple, right? So you're dealing with your temple, right? These temporal, these frontal lobes and, you know, your neural cortex and all these different things, different functions of the brain can be all encompassing 1 and 2 energy. And then they want to be married into the 3. So you are not the brain, you are not the thoughts, you are not the emotions. They are yours, but they're not you. That is the Christ consciousness, hence the age 33. Even if you look at the progression of cycles in astrology, right, around 33, 32, what years are you in? You're dealing with Jupiter energy, right? So it's showing you how it's all encompassing. Now, even if the age of 3, like even with people like this, like the jack of all trades, master of none, get bored with things quickly, very childlike energy, freedom seekers, very they like freedom of expression, I would like to say. You know, so that 3 is going to be somebody who's always going to have a higher sense of wisdom and a higher sense of knowing, because the superpower for that 3 is astral travel. So born on the 3rd day of life path 3, you have a superpower of astral traveling. You can travel into the ethers and come back with information and be able to teach it and all that kind of stuff. All right. Now, when you bring in the 4, now, of course, when you bring in the 3 as well, you know what I'm saying? Because we talking astrology, you know, it's only right. I got to talk astrology here with OE. So we talking 3rd house now. You talking Gemini. Ain't that the lower octave of Sag? Right? Don't Gemini got to accumulate the information while Sag teach it? So then you're dealing with an aspect of air and fire. So you see how 3 can be all over the goddamn place. You get bored quick. You know what I mean? It has to interest you on a mental plane, or else that's not compelling you, right? There is no interest there as the 3. You know what I'm saying? If there's no mental stimulation, sapiosexual energy all day. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when you bring in that 4, this is like, you're going to bring in Aquarius now. You're going to bring in Uranus, all right, when you bring in 4. This is like weird shit going on. This is also the worker bee number of society. Life path 4s, you know, birthday on the 4, this type of energy, you're going to be a worker bee naturally. Like, you're going to work hard for every goddamn thing. These type of people sometimes work hard to the day they die. Like, they fuck around, retire, and go back to work type. You know what I mean? So when you're dealing with this aspect of the 4 coming in, it's like now humanity, because we know Aquarius is all about humanity. You know, now you're dealing with the public. Now you're dealing with word stuff, how you always showing up word. People look at you word, you different. Now you got to bring in the 4th house and bring in Chaos and the moon again too. Because now this automatically shows me, especially as a birthday, this shows me that you're going to deal with some things as a child. Like there was some chaos in the home, maybe. You know what I mean? Some things going on, because 4 is a mental health number. 4 and 5 is a mental health number, and also 7. The reason why is because you bringing in these octaves, Uranus. Now, we already know if you find Uranus anywhere in your chart, it's going to make you feel like you got to break, because we know Saturn exalts in Uranus, right? So you got to let go of any identity that you think you've accumulated over time, because that ain't you anyway. That's why Uranus is the awakener. So 4s are the awakeners, see? But you can't awaken nobody if you still asleep. And that's why I tell Aquarius, when I do readings for Aquarius, especially when I see 4s all in their numbers, I'll be like, you know, you still got one more sign to go, right? You know, because that's the whole mantra for Aquarius, I know. So now, wait a minute, what you know, you might have to question it, you know? And if as a 4, because you don't like to get put in no box, you like to think outside of the box, but you got to be aware you in one first. Like, if you can't read the label, how you gonna know you're in a box? You gotta at least be able to see what the hell is on the goddamn label. You know, you can feel like you in a box, but until you able to define what's got you in the box, right? Why you in this box? How did you put yourself in this box? By not allowing yourself to break any thought forms. That's all Uranus energy, you know? And then also deal with certain things, dealing with Cancer and the 4th house and bringing in health and, you know, things like that. So it takes on a lot of different meaning when you're bringing in that 4. And that's what even I remember in the room, we was talking, because we were talking about the master number 22, and that's the master builder, and that equates to the number 4. All right. So when you break these numbers down, then you start moving along progression. Now we get into 5. Now 5 is going to be ruled by Mercury. Also, 5 is going to deal with Virgo and also Gemini. Now the superpower for 4 is channeling. So you see why the 4s can be all over the place. If you got a 4 as a birthday, life path 4, whatever, like you able to channel messages from the divine. Hell, you don't know where they coming from. You might be questioning. Your thoughts can be all over the place, and how you think can become how you feel. So your thoughts can literally overrule your whole day. And now you're moving right into the 5, because we're moving right into Mercury. You went from Aquarius to Mercury now, right? So it's still dealing with mercurial energy, earth energy, right? And when you bring it in Virgo, and also Gemini, you're having to mix that earth with that earth. And that's why if you look in tarot, right, the 5, even if you look at the way the numbers are written. Now I said the only true numbers are 1 through 9, right? Or 0 through 9. 5 sits in the middle. It's just like Mercury. It's just like Wednesday. It's interchangeable. It's the same way. That's why if you look at even our chemical symbols for Mercury, Mercury don't look like any other symbol in the zodiac. So in the days of the week, if you would just do the days of the week, and you would do every symbol for the day of the week. Monday is the moon, Tuesday is Mars, Wednesday is Mercury, Thursday is Thursday, which is Jupiter, Friday is Venus, Saturday is Saturn, Sunday is the sun. What sits in the middle? Mercury. And Mercury takes on these messages, right? So now you're dealing with a very Mercury, now you're dealing with energy of psychometry. So the superpower for the 5 is psychometry, all right? So you're dealing with being able to touch things with your hands and read hands, healing hands, and being able to be in tune with the 5 senses and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Now you're also dealing with a very high octave of a mental capacity. That's why you can be all over the place if you got a 5 birthday. Now let's bring that into the 5th degree of we're dealing with Leo energy, right? Now you bringing in like somebody who's a pleasure seeker as well, right? All right, I'm gonna give you one person. I'm gonna just say I ain't gonna talk about his life path or nothing. Kevin Gates was born on a 5 day. right? Just look at this dude, right? You know what I mean? So when you're talking about somebody who's very sexual, open, you know what I'm saying? They look, but this can be something like a coping mechanism. You know, you could be using this as a way to kind of escape from the things that you got to deal with emotionally. Not saying that the pleasures and things aren't beautiful in life, but if you aren't able to deal with what's going on in your mind, you will find a lot of different things to bring you pleasure. I mean, whether if it's shopping, whether if it's sex, or whether it's just people, or it don't make no difference, alcohol, whatever it is to make you feel good. And that's why the 4 can also bring in alcoholism as well. All right. So these energies, you will find some type of vice when you're dealing with these on a mundane level, because now you're trying to bring in octaves of all these energies and bring them into your mundane life. Yeah, that shit can be life changing. You know, it could be have us scattered all over the place. The same reason why we have to learn our charts, and that's why it's like body the chart is gonna body you. You better learn that chart, man, or it's gonna drag you, right? Learn your numbers, right? Same thing. All these things coincide together. Now, also, when you bring it in the 5, you bringing in somebody who's always prone to changes. Somebody who's a very good decision maker for making decisions for other people, but you got to learn how to make decisions for yourself. All right. So you can kind of struggle with that from time to time, or for a lot of times, from doing the things that you know is necessary for your life, you know, and really moving through that and saying, you know what, I always tell the 5s, the best thing for you is action. Do it and let it make sense later on. Because with that high capacity, you can automatically be like, I'm done, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I got it figured out. Even my mind don't know what the hell this is about. It'll come to me later. Trust your intuition, because it's very strong when you're dealing with that 5, all right? Mercury, your messages, you might get them out of nowhere. Now, also, when you bring in a 6, you bring in the energy of Venus now, all right? So you bring in the energy of Libra and Taurus with this Venus, with this 6 energy. This energy rules the heart chakra. All right, so this energy, you know, I was born on the 6th day. And my birthday is June 6th, so I know all about this energy. All right, so when you're dealing with this 6 energy, this is something, you know, dealing with family, having to break family values, you know what I mean? Letting go of anything that you kind of rooted in, raised upon, and all this kind of stuff, like finding your own sense of value, your own sense of worth in this life, you know, because you could be all about family. I mean, family vacation, family reunions, family. The Taurus, you're gonna be all about home. You're gonna be all about Taurus, your values, what you have. You know what I mean? Then you're gonna bring in that Libra, trying to balance it all out. You know, then you're gonna bring in the nurturing aspects of the 6 and trying to make sure what it feels like. Then you're gonna bring in the Virgo aspect, dealing with the 6 house, trying to analyze it out. So this is gonna make you somebody who's very good with finances. You paying your bills on time. I'm talking about you somebody that can be, people can depend on you, but this can be a drag for you because you constantly letting just anybody you consider family. You got so many people. That's my bro. That's my cousin. No, them people ain't your cousin. That ain't your brother. That ain't your family. No, them ain't. No, that's not. Stop doing it to yourself. Everybody ain't your family. You know what I mean? So you really had to learn this as a 6 energy because you're bringing in this octave of this Venus. So this Venetian energy, right? Really learning that, you know what, my value supersedes anything on this planet of Earth. And that's why the higher octave of Taurus becomes what? Scorpio. All right, so you got to bring in a spiritual power and be able to operate on a mundane level, you know what I mean? And be able to bring heaven to earth and being able to create all the things your heart desires because you deserve it. That's why OG ain't playing no games. He know what he here to do, and he gonna do it. That's Taurus energy all day, trailblazer, millionaire mindset, stop playing. You know what I mean? So when you bring in the 7 energy, right? Now you bringing in Neptune. You're also bringing in Pisces. Now, this is why 7s are introverts naturally. All right, life path 7, born on the 7th day. You naturally a loner. 7 is also the alchemical number for fire. Right, that's the triangle right side up. That's why Jesus is, you are the light, the truth, and the way. You understand me? So 7 is telling you, because now you're dealing with spiritual completion on this planet. Didn't they say on the 7th day God rested? It didn't say life stop now. It just said God say, y'all do y'all thing. I done my part, y'all, you know. I'm the Alpha and the Omega. I just show up in the beginning at the end. The rest is on y'all. You understand me? So it's like now you like, well, I'm out here. I'm in the wilderness. That's why Pisces like God's gift to earth, right? 7 can be like, I'm God's gift to earth. Like, y'all don't see me. Like it's a flare, a natural flare to 7 have, you know. But you can have trouble with trying to pick the illusion, that illusion of inclusion, that Neptune energy. You have to learn how to look through muddy water and spot dry land. You know what I'm saying? So really honoring your ability, that psychic ability that you have, knowing that your intuition is right, knowing that you are spiritually complete. So you want to seek so many things outside of you. when you're dealing with that 7 energy. Then when you bring in the 7, we're gonna bring in a little Libra, talking about our balance. So you trying to balance out all the things you believe about yourself. You know, you think you know it's true, but is it really true? So in your mind, all these different things are going on. You trying to balance, so you'll suppress your me for the weak. Straight Libra energy, you know, rooting for the underdog, kissing other people corner. Stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you. Somebody outside the road getting beat up, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what's going on, but all of a sudden you feel the need to stop and help somebody, but this dude beat his girlfriend up over here every Tuesday. Everybody in the hood know it, but you just drove through her today. You had no idea they always do this. Now you done jumped in the fight, now they both jumping on you. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff some of the Libra energies go through. Like you trying to balance stuff out. These people don't want no help. You know what I mean? Everybody don't need your help, right? That's Pisces all day. Stop trying to save people. Take your cape off. You know what I mean? Deal with your own emotions, right? Sit in your own, light it up. Sit in the abyss of your emotions and light them up. You know what I'm saying? Because you are the light. You're here to show people how to be their own individuals when you're dealing with the 7 energy, all right? Because Neptune is where you can make dreams come true, or you can live a life of being a dreamer. It's just one or the other. You make a choice. You got to choose, you know? So when you bring in the 8, you know what I mean? The 8 deals with Saturn. It deals with Capricorn. You know, of course, if we're dealing with 8, we got to bring in Scorpio and Pluto too. But you're dealing with different rebirth. You're also dealing with somebody who's like very into themselves. They can kind of know what they're here to do. Oprah Winfrey, life path 8. You know what I mean? No matter, people, I tell people all the time, you think Oprah giving away her own money? Man, Oprah getting paid to give you stuff. Oprah, she ain't giving you none out of her bank account. I guarantee you that. With that life path 8, I guarantee she know how to work it. She done took out, because you dealing with Saturn, you done took all the capitalistic money. You know what, let me change whatever ideas I got about money is the root of all evil. Well, Oprah into occultism. She into our Illuminati. Well, Oprah billionaire, I guarantee you that. I bet she ain't worried about the shit you worried about. I bet you that. You understand me? So you can think evil about it or whatever. Because when you deal with Capricorn, you dealing with, you know what I'm saying? Because when you bring in Capricorn, right, you're dealing with what? I tell people, what if you Google what sign is God and what sign is the devil, Capricorn going to be both. They ain't here to care about what you feeling or what you thinking. The devil want to know what's your desires, and God want to know where is your free will. That's basically what you got. 2 questions that only you can answer. And the devil is going to punish you for your guilt, for you not doing what you know you're here to do, for not expressing what's in your heart, for you not expressing what you desire, or doing too much of it and not being true to yourself. And you get in your own way, self-sabotage yourself, and God just watching over you like, I ain't got nothing to do with none of it. You making your own choice. That's you and the devil. You know what I'm saying? Because it's you and you. It's you and you, right? So the 8 energy is just showing how Saturn karma and rewards. You know what I mean? Either you're going to walk in a karmic cycle or you're going to be constantly getting rewarded because I'm not walking in because karma is not only based on what you do, it's also based on what you don't do. See, everything you do leaves a karmic imprint. So you doing nothing is doing something. So how many dreams are you leaving unfulfilled? So even if you come in as a life path 8, 9 times out of 10, you're here to walk in your power. You are destined for worldly greatness with the 8. You're here to do it. It ain't no other way about it. You got to get out your own feelings, get out your own way. That's why Capricorns make the best generals. Hey, I understand how you feel, but hey, we're here to do a job. You got to drop that bomb, hit that button. You understand me? Like, that's just what that is. Like, hey, this is what has to be done. It's the protocol. It came down the pipes. You understand me? This is what got to be done. You can cry about it later. You understand me? Or go get on the meds when you get home. You understand? Like, the job got to be done. So we can view it in whatever way we want to view it because we got our own perspectives. But this 8 energy is literally telling you because now you done broke out of the physical. Now you into the mundane, right? Or you can get caught in an infinite loop and never go out of that infinite cycle of honoring, like, I got to find my own time. Like, what have I done with the time that I'm here? How present have I been? That's what Saturn is about, right? Saturn return. People commit suicide around Saturn return. Like Saturn gonna make you look back at your life and say, I ain't living out. My karma's crushing me. I can't take it. Who am I? Why am I here? Why do I exist? You know what I mean? All these questions that come with Saturn, that come with time. So if you're not honoring your time, right? You're not honoring your energy. Nobody around you is. Because with this 8, you're a natural nurturer. You love children. Children love you. You want to help out everybody, but you got to make sure you're good first. All right. Now we get into the 9, which is the final number, the all-encompassing 9. You know what I mean? The divine, feminine, feminine. If you look at feminine, 9 is on the end of it. I mean, we're dealing with 9 cycles. I mean, we could deal with, you dealing with the Fibonacci sequence, the pi 3.14, 432 hertz equals the universal language, universe, one song, right? 432 is 9. So everything goes back to a 9. Everything must go back to divine order, right? That means everything must go back to the source from which it came. That's why 1 is the alpha, 9 is the omega, right? So 9 is the energy of Scorpio, Mars, right? And Mercury. I also tied into Pluto, all right? Because you bring in everything got to bow down when Pluto show up. I know y'all know that. You know what I'm saying? When Pluto show up, I don't give it down. Uranus, Saturn, whoever in the building. Oh, y'all, Pluto in the building, y'all. Get your mind the smallest, but hey, didn't come to play no games. I pack a punch. Because if I come, guess what I'm bringing? I'm bringing death and rebirth. How you take it is on you. How the reaper comes, because hey, I done already told Saturn, hey, you and I already done your job. You done came in with the sickle. So you done came in and let them know I'm present. You done came in and let them know I'm here. It's time. That time is here. It's ticking. And Pluto come in like, oh, I told you, I sent my message. I told you it was time. 9 come in like, I told you it was time. That's why 9 also deals with the 9th degree. You dealing with Sagittarius. You're dealing with the message, the guru, spiritual awakener. I see all things. I can give to all things and nothing can take from me. That's why Chiron, the wounded healer, dealing with Sagittarius, right? Sag is where you turn your lead into gold. So the 9 is where you go higher into the ethers and where you rest into your 9. Because if you look at the number 9, right, it's like the 8 and just took off a piece. And also if you take 9, and if I remember, we're dealing with the only true numbers of 0 through 9 or 1 through 9. If I was to take 9 and multiply 9 times every number down the number spectrum of 1 through 9, and I multiply 9 times those numbers, and I add the answer up, guess what it's going to be every time? And that's just one aspect of 9. I can do subtraction stuff, some addition stuff. I could blow your mind with this 9. It would trip you out. When you talk, I'm going to just do this one thing with the multiplication. When you go 9 times 9, right? 9 times 9 is 81. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9. I'll jump back down. 9 times 3. 9 times 3 is 27. 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 times 5, 45. 4 plus 5 is 9. You cannot escape 9. You want to know why? Because you cannot escape the feminine. Anything you want to procreate in this life, you got to do it through a feminine principle. Men can create, we can do a lot of stuff, but until we got the vessel of a woman. That's why they say a man ain't nothing until he got a woman. And that's why us, as I know my brother, all we want is our women to walk in their power. Because you are the feminine. You have the capacity to give to all things that nothing can take from you. Men, we got to learn this. Women, you are this. This is who and what you are as a feminine energy. This is why they call Ancestral, or Isis, the goddess of 10,000 names. Why? Because through the feminine expression, you can take many forms. You can be 1, the sun, 2, the moon, 3, Jupiter, 4, Uranus. You can take on all of it because she's birthing all of this. That's why 9 is the vortex. That is where you sit in the ethers. And that's why 9 represents these atoms. If you look at 9 in vortex math, right? And they show a fluctuation, right? Because now you're dealing with trigonometry and all kind of other stuff. It's where things repel. So it's where things, you know how the atom is, it's just like you see the atom is just like they constantly coming and expanding, contracting and expanding. That's universe. Contracting, expanding, collapsing on itself, right? That's 9 energy. That's why the Scorpio comes in with that Mars with that 9. And if you're not able to rebirth, if you're not able to know that I don't have to have it all make sense, I can walk away without needing some type of sense of closure. I trust my discernment. I knew I can give a piece of me and not need to know why. I don't feel drained walking away from these situations because the 9s are master teachers. As a life path 9, being born on a 9 day, you're a natural diplomat. I mean, you naturally somebody who you ready to govern anybody. You ready to lead troops. You ready to lead the whole fucking world where they need to go. But you got to get out of your own way. You got to get out your own way of like not being so egotistical to appreciate other people and their thought forms. Compassion is the main key for life path 9s and going on a 9 day. That way you'll be able to accept that no matter how stupid people may sound. Like you dealing with Sag, you straight to the point. I mean, straight shooter. Woo, woo, I'm off the hip with it. Like the people might sound like you don't curl, you don't give a damn. But in all actuality, you just like, what are we talking about if we ain't talking about getting to the point? I don't have time to waste time on no bullshit. Like, I'm here to get to the mission. We're here to do this thing. I'm here to be spiritually complete. And I'm here to show you what that looks like. But if you have yet to grasp that within yourself, it seems like everything in your life is like taking you through a death and a reaper, constantly dying and rebirth. Like, you got to really sit in it. You as a 9, you have to sit in your 9 and really embrace all of the shit that you don't like about yourself. You got to damn near go through a rebirth like the Scorpion King. You know, on the Scorpion King, they stung her there with all the scorpion. He came out and he knew his power now. The reason why is because when you know that even as a Scorpion period, now a Scorpio period, you're able to name your poisons. If you can't, how can you heal what you don't reveal? See, you got to be able to reveal that. So as a 9, you might get, I know what I'm talking about. I already got it figured out. It might be a 9 on this chat saying right now, yeah, he ain't telling me nothing I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you, be like, but it'll be some life-changing news for you, but you'll be like, yeah, I knew that. I kind of thought that. Somebody told me that before. And I'll be like, well, what you figure? Well, you know that? I don't really know, but I felt it. Yeah, because you're very spiritually inclined, but don't allow that to get so much of a blockage to where you can't receive new information and be acceptive of the shit that you don't know, right? And that really goes for any goddamn number. You know, your ignorance is where you build on. And I tell people we're all these numbers. You know, all the numbers are you, just like we're all the zodiac signs. It's the same reason why we have a zodiac chart. You know what I'm saying? So your numerological chart, your numerology, all these things can really break down different aspects of you, showing you how your numbers are playing out in your life. Now you have to play out these traits in your life, whether you like it or not. Because if you ain't playing them out, other people come into your life and they make you play them out, or they playing them out through you. So if you don't have an agenda for your life, these zodiacs and these numbers automatically show that life has an agenda for you. And that means that other people are going to feel like they got an agenda for you. That means you're going to be under somebody else's rulership for the rest of your life until you take charge and become the wheel inside of the wheel. So will yourself to your goddamn victory, remain the victim, beautiful souls. And goddamn it, with that I end. I'll take some questions too, man.
Woo! Y'all better come off mute and put your damn hands together. That's what I'm talking about. And somebody better figure something out and do something. Somebody better figure out something. Somebody better figure out something.
Bing bong.
Somebody better do something.
Dropping gems, dropping gems.
Somebody better do something. Yeah. So what y'all want to go first? Y'all want to do some feedback? Because I know my head got pushed back. And now I'm looking and seeing while you at it, Sensay, drop your Cash App in the chat while I fill this space right here. Put your Cash App in here. We don't even do that. We do not disrespect nobody that come through here and wants to devote. We devote it too. You devote it, we devote it, and we like to show it. So put the Cash App in the chat. I'm gonna put it over into YouTube too. If you think that the Cash App is something to play with and laugh at, then you just need to leave and not be watching. Okay? The man came over here and drop whole God out of his whole mouth. So if you got you $1 or $2, then act like it. But I know somebody got their head stepped on because I did. But I ain't gonna go first. About the several times he just stepped on my head and gave me a healing at the same time. But I'm gonna let Ace come in this joint because Ace act like, oh, his hand's going up now. Okay, raise your hands and come on through here, Ace. Ace, did you get your head stepped on or what happened out in these streets?
Yeah, I did. He went in on that 5 and I already knew my number was a 5 and I was just like, ooh. Yeah, I can't wait to go back and watch the replay, but I do have a question. I had put it in the chat already, but I'm gonna ask it if you don't mind, Coach.
Go ahead.
So first and foremost, Sensay, thank you for being here. Blessings to you and your fam. I got a quick question. And I asked Coach this question, but he was like, yo, I don't know numerology like that. And then he blessed me with bringing you in here. So dope. Coach teaches us, that the father shows up in your chart as the sun. And my son is 19 degrees, 23 minutes. My dad was born on August 19th and passed away on May 23rd. And I was just wondering what you think of that, or what you could make of that, just off the top of the dome.
And you say, where is your Saturn?
My Saturn is in Libra, first house.
And when is your birth, the actual day you were born?
September 12th, 1982.
So you said your Saturn is in Libra in what house?
First house.
First house. So that 3 on your birthday, that automatically let me know there are some childhood things there. You know, that 3 is the number of the inner child, right? So that means that you went through a lot of stuff in your early childhood. So even coming in your life path as a 5, and you said that you said your father died when?
May 23rd,
So he died
2016.
on the 5/5.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said that, what was the other date you mentioned?
His birthday was August 19th, 1955.
So he was a Leo.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So and he died. Okay, big. So what you got going on in your, I mean, we talking astrology, so you know, I'm gonna go in a little bit. I'm gonna just what you got going on in your 12th house? I know you know your chart.
My 12th house is I'm a Virgo, Sun in the 12th.
Yeah.
Sun in the 12th, Venus in the 12th. Have a Venus return this year.
Yeah. You see how I went straight to that? Because automatically it's a lot of stuff your father left undone. And there's a lot of things that because that's significant for you. So there was some major changes. Did your father deal with any addictions or any mental health issues or?
He was a 4.
Yeah.
He liked to drink. He was.
Okay.
1957.
Yeah. So you see how those things that he left undone are still here for you to play out, especially with that life path fire. You're here to be a magician. You know, where's your North Node?
North Node is in Cancer, in the, what is it, 7th? Huh?
In what house?
Give me a second. That's what I gotta look up.
You gotta look up. What? That's 10 push-ups.
Yeah,
What you talking about?
I
That's
got
10
you, Coach. I
push-ups.
do the 10 push-ups right now.
I know. Oh, yeah, you like what? Look up.
No, in the 10th house. Yeah, I was right the first time. I was doubting myself. The 10th house, North Node in 10th, Cancer.
See how your North Node led you right to the mother and the father. You got Cancer, and then you got 10th house. That's straight dealing with your father. So there's a lot of emotional wounds that you've had to kind of deal with, you know what I'm saying, and grow through. And that's been a place of growth for you, you know, especially dealing with that 3 energy. Now, where's your Chiron? Watch this.
Chiron and Taurus in the 8th house.
See that? So Taurus dealing with those values. We already know what that Taurus is. So that's like your sense of self-worth. That's something that your father and your mother deal with. You know what I mean? They deal with their own sense of self-worth and kind of got caught up in being in this world and of it. You know, got sucked in by a lot of traumas and got drowned in this world. A lot of things was going on. You know what I'm saying, for them. So it's like now for you, you got a lot of spiritual things that you're here to kind of do and embrace and walk into. So your father left you with a strong sense of vitality. There was a lot of stuff your daddy left undone. And you probably know it a lot of, you know the stuff he left undone. And it's like a part of you, like it's like you doing it anyway. Whether a part of you is walking in that, and this you are healing a lot of bloodlines and what you got going on, simply because of your life path and dealing with your birthday being on that 3rd day, because it's bringing in a Sagittarius optic. So it let me know you automatically like the alchemist of your family. You automatically like, you don't have to travel. You probably have to move away from the family. Like you probably got to travel to see them, all kind of stuff, like moving, like embracing your own freedom. You know what I mean? Like, so all those things, I know, I bet your Sag placement in your chart plays out right to that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's your correlation right there.
Sag in the 3rd.
See? That's marrying the 2 octaves, because you got to trust the information that you do accumulate. And it's also dealing with that childhood energy too. So the childhood things are always foundational for you and where you go in your life until you embrace the fact that you already know you. So getting to know you and really saying that everything I've been through has led me to this person that I am today. You know what I'm saying? And really embracing that inner child, because you like to be free. You like to have fun. You know what I'm saying? You love to travel, do your thing. You love children. You know what I'm saying? Very creative, might be into music, writing, all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no cooking, all kind of shit. Ain't no telling what you, very creative. You got a lot of room, other people to be willing to just invest in you. You know what I mean? So all you got to do is just show up and goddamn me, hey, walk in your power.
Thank you, Sensay. Peace. All facts.
It's hey, come on in here and get some of this action up in here. Come on up in here, Miss Light Language, and get some of this action up in here, Fernay. What's happening? We can't hear you. You ain't unmuted. Let's get
What about now?
that's much better.
All right, thank you so much, first of all. My dome is like completely blown off. I'm the little emoji. Okay, so I have a question. Just like what would be a good place to start with the numbers? Like, say, for instance, here in astrology, you know, Coach was like, look, know your keywords. Before you do anything and jump out here, know the keywords. So when it comes to the numbers, where could we just start? Like, oh my gosh. Like, where could we start to get like a better understanding to like integrate these numbers when it, you know, along with our charts?
The best place I would say to start is looking at your birthday and your life path number. Keep it simple, right? Because your life path is literally the same way as like your north node, right? It's kind of, I would say it's kind of, I'll tell you what, your life path is like your midhaven, all right? This is taking you into, it's like just moving with you through your whole life. You know what I mean? Like this energy you gotta kind of use, you know what I mean? Your birthday can kind of show up as your karmic number or even like your Chiron, all right? So when you start to study the things that you have to work through, right? Because your birthday literally shows what you got to work through in this life. Same way as like your Chiron down there. And it can also represent South Node energy, your comfort zones, all right? So what is keeping you comfortable? And ask yourself, when you're dealing with your karmic number or your actual birthday, when you get looking at that number, what is taking you higher into that number, right? So now you're looking at what attributes are playing out through your emotions and which ones, am I doing what I want to do or am I doing what needs to be done in my life? Based off of these numbers. Because now you're adding your will to how the number's gonna play out. So that's why I love when you say, oh, you talk about the key word, right? So even if we talking about sad, that's IC, that's 3, right? And now also you're dealing with the inner child when you're dealing with 3. So you can start to look at how your numerology plays out and be like, okay, how this playing out in my life? And then I'm gonna tell you another unlock too for the beautiful souls. If you got children, look at their life path number and their birthday. And it will literally tell you what it seems as if the things you left unfulfilled. The same way as if you're a mother, you can look at your children's moon sign. Same way, how they will view you, right? So you're able to take these things and say, okay, how can I apply this to my everyday life? Sensay? How can I work with this? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, study the traits of your birthday, study the traits of your life path, and see how you are playing them out. And that way you can see how your will is being played out in the middle of the traits being played out. Because, you know, when you go to Google and all that, they're going to give you all these beautiful words, you know. They ain't going to give you all the stuff you're going through, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to sound good in rehearsal. But yeah, you in the thick of it out here. You understand me? So your personal experiences got to play out in these numbers. So honor your personal experiences and know that the numbers going to have to play out either way it go. But your personal experiences are how you're going to play out through these numbers.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sensay, when you say the birthday, when you say look at the birthday, do you mean, because the life path is the whole birthday, when you say look at the birthday, like for me, I'm May 17th, 1970, you talking about just look at the 17?
Let's look at the 17.
Okay,
Yep.
and then take that and go down to the 8.
Yep, because now your 8, you'll take that, go down to the 8. And that's like, for the birthday, it seemed like for that energy, like no matter what, I always got to go through this shit. So for you, it's always about bossing up, the Capricorn. You know what I mean? Saturn energy. I always having to make sure you on your shit. You know what I'm saying? What have I accumulated? Where's my karma? Where's my rewards? Always mindful of your goddamn time. Oh, you don't play about his time. You understand me? And also the superpower for the 8 is the older you get, the younger you look.
That's why the young girls like it, huh? That's why the young girls like,
hey, you know what I mean?
You what? How old? What are you? What? No.
Right.
What, no way. Okay, don't let this platinum. That's why the platinum is so light. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I try to give them a warning. I could just go ahead and cheat and cut the whole thing off, but that'd just be too foul. I don't want to do them like that. Then I'd be walking around look like I'm about 32. You know what I'm saying? Be a whole situation. Melissa, stop nodding your head like that. Melissa, you have a question. Come on in the building.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Sensei 9, for your teaching and sharing your time and your knowledge with us. Thank you so much. My question mainly was, how do I calculate my life path numbers? So you take the date of your birth. Right?
Yep. So you take your full birthday with your life path number. Now, if you go to Google, it says your destiny number, all right, or expression number, I think. But this is your life path number. So, for instance, my birthday is June 6, 1979. Okay. So I will add up 6 plus 6, right, plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 9.
Got it. Okay.
And then simplify that number down to 1 digit, unless it's a master number. Unless it comes out to 11 or 22 or 33. Then you want to keep that number, but still use the simplified version of it too.
Okay. That's the life path. And then, and that's in reference to your midhaven. And then you mentioned the birth date being in connection with Chiron or South Node.
Chiron, South Node. I done seen that tie in, because remember the number can take different forms. So what you'll do is take the traits that go with that number and see where it's playing out in your chart. Okay. That's how you can take your astrology and mix it up with your numerology. You take the traits of whatever your birth chart number, your life path number, your birthday, because remember they all dealing with zodiac signs, right? So if I see what's going on with a 6, right? Or what's your birthday?
September 1964.
So 1 would be your energy, right? So 19, 1 and 9 comes out to 10, so that's 1. So where is your Leo and where is your sun, right? And then you said, and I'm gonna tell you your life path number. What's your birthday again?
9/19/1964. Okay, so 19.
So you are life path 3.
Okay, thank you.
So let's look at your Sag, your Jupiter. All right, and you can also look at your Leo and your Sun, and you can see how those traits would have to play out, even if it was training, sextiling, like whatever the case may be. What's helping you and compelling you into that North Node energy? You know what I'm saying? What's taking you and what's helping you in your Chiron? How's your life path and your numbers really assisting you through the zodiacs? It's a trip. It's a trip. So when I put these reads together, it's a trip how you would be like, damn, my life path, my soul urge number. You got a soul urge personality number. You got a lot of different numbers, cornerstone numbers. You got a lot of different numbers. And you'll be surprised how sometimes certain numbers will even match certain degrees in your chart. You can't make it up.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Melissa. Because a lot of y'all, I mean, I thought everybody knew what the life path number was. So I appreciate Melissa for coming up and sliding in through there with that piece right there.
Yeah, I'll fall on the sword. I'll look dumb.
You I ain't got no dumb lookers in here. I ain't got no dumb. The dumb lookers is the one who didn't come to class. That's all I can say. You know what I'm saying? You invested in yourself. You ain't gonna never be. You in here with me and Sensei. You ain't gonna never be dumb ever.
At all. Ever. Ain't no dumb questions either. No dumb questions.
Queen Octavia's in the building.
Okay, so my question is what overall advice, because I know you have the life number, you have the soul urge, you have the outer personality, you have the destiny number, and you have the power number. What overall advice would you have for somebody that has a life path 5, a soul urge 4, an outer personality 7, a destiny 2, and a power number 7? Those are all the mental numbers, and then that nurturing number. So what advice can you give to me on that level?
Simply?
Mm-hmm.
Or you want me to ask you what your North Node is and Chiron and all of that?
As my North Node is Aquarius, which makes the South Node be Leo.
Yeah. What
so
house?
And my Chiron is in Cancer.
What house is your North Node in?
My North Node is in the 6th house.
In Virgo, so in the house of service. Huh? So and you say your Chiron is in Cancer?
It's in Cancer in the 11th house.
Now watch this. You said your destiny number was a 2.
Yes.
Remember I said that's ruled by Cancer and the moon?
Yes. Yes.
So your whole thing, so automatically, and you said your North Node was in Aquarius, right? And you said it's in the 6th house.
Mm-hmm.
So automatically that means that your whole destiny is taking you towards doing some type of work, dealing with humanity and dealing with women. And it's going to be of service of some type of help. So dealing with herbs and, you know, all those type of things, health, medicine, you know, some type of healing modality. So the main thing I would say for you, what I was going to simply put, trust your feminine intuition, sit on your throne, because the superpower for that 2 is the whole healer. And whenever I see that 2, especially as a destiny number, or even as a North Node, or even anywhere in there dealing with Cancerian energy, right? It's like letting me know, especially with your Chiron in that Cancer, right? Because once you heal that part, the rest is history. Like, you know, because once those emotions are processed from that emotional intelligence, it's a natural sense of it there, right? But that shows those deep mother wounds. I also notice, especially with a destiny number as a 2, you here to heal mother lineage. So there's a lot of heavy things going on in the womb for you. So you can either be a doula or a midwife, you know what I'm saying? Especially coming in with that North Node and that Aquarius, even dealing with the 6th house. So you can naturally want to be of service and a gift to humanity when it comes to even dealing with any type of thing, dealing with the womb, because it's naturally there for you, right? So want to heal women on some type of level, nonprofits and all that kind of stuff. So as you are moving through that, really walking in your power, simply sitting on your throne as the high priestess. The Cancer card, the higher octave of Cancer in the tarot is high priestess. That's for a reason. The opposite of Cancer is Capricorn. So you got to be able to take what you feel and build with that shit. Your emotions is your superpower. So use your emotions. Don't block them. Don't negate them. Embrace them. Let them flow. Embrace that separation. Create that separation. Constantly cultivate that. You know, stop caring so goddamn much about shit. You know what I'm saying? Let it all go. Let it all flow. You know what I mean? It just be like, you know what? I know exactly what my feelings are telling me. I know why I'm feeling what I'm feeling. I know why I'm feeling this sorrow. I know why I'm feeling this grief. I know why I'm feeling this hate. I know why I'm feeling this. I know why I'm feeling every emotion that I'm feeling, because it's telling me something else got to be expressed here. And that something else is me. Remember, you are not the mind. You are not the body. These traits are yours, but they're not you. The zodiac wheel is yours, but they're not you. The numbers are yours, but they're not you. All right?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Sensay, you know, I got it's a question in the chat, and it's a question in the YouTube as well. However, before I get to them two, I got this, you know, when you say these traits, they belong to me, but they not me. I'm gonna need you to go into that just a little bit more.
It's just like how we know, OG, right? The moment you were born, right? The moment you came out of your mother's womb, and we can look at these North Node, South Node, we can look at all these numbers and be like, how did I get out of this? Like, where did this come from? Like, it's like I was born with an invisible suitcase that I can feel, but I can't see. So I'm here to unpack all these things, right? So that means that something in me naturally wanted to be expressed before I even knew who I was. There was something always compelling me to be this person that I am, even if I was unaware that it was a part of who I am. So when you start to see how we are all of the zodiacs, how we are all of the numbers, right? And how we know Aries is the face, Taurus is the neck. So when you look at all these things, it's just like our physical nature is a natural consequence of our spiritual experience. Us being a spirit first, us being the animating principle, us being connected to the source, us as creation, we're never separate from the creator. So we literally went from creation to the creator. So these energies, these things are growing us up. You know what I mean? They making us have to go this wheel, the cycle of life, these cycles. The moment we came in through our mother's womb, we were privileged, or either we would say subjected to cycles, right? That's how in certain cultures they cry when we come in, and they rejoice when you leave, you know? It's like this whole experience, you have to live it and really embrace the fact that you are life, having a human experience. We say that we are all these different, but you are life. So once we know that I am life, and I am literally, I'm able to separate from my own thoughts and my own emotions. I ain't no prisoner no more. So these traits, it seems like this shit can keep you prisoner, right? And it's only happening in your mind and in your body, but this shit is not yours. It's on borrowed time. Your mind don't belong to you. Your thoughts are not completely, all your thoughts ain't even your own. Hell, half of your thoughts ain't yours.
I mean, I'm gonna go 90% of these
You
jokers.
feel me? I'm pushing you on that 95, 99, bro, because I'm like, hey, you don't even know what you're thinking sometimes. You don't even know where it comes from. And half of the stuff you might be thinking came from a program or some type of social engineering that you might even not be aware that you operating out of. So when you talking about operating out of memory, this is intellect, this is ego. So the spiritual part of you has no name. You have no face. So you are here expressing yourself in the many variations of you. That means everybody in this world gonna have a different expression of what OG look like, what Sensay look like, what Sensay feel like, what OG feel like. Everybody gonna have a different perception of you because guess what? You just like the central goddamn sun. You shining on every goddamn body. Just like that dot in the middle of your chart. You shining on everybody through your houses, through your zodiac wheel, through your numbers. You shining on people. You shedding your light on the whole world. Now, when you're not aware of what your light is being, how it's being expressed, you ain't expressing your own light. So that means it feels suppressed, see? So you the prisoner, you know, in your own thoughts, your own emotions, until you free yourself from. That's why we talk about self-mastery. And so we on this road of self-discovery. Now, when we talk about that road, now that's when we get into the infinite possibility because the self has no name and have no face. That means I can see myself expression on different planes of existence. So now you get into the multiverses and multi-dimensions because now I've lost any physical identity of me and I've learned how to be in the world and no longer of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's a power that we have to do while we're human. You ain't got to die to do that.
Boy, you don't even understand how you got this battery on my back right now. Good, great. And then talking about superpowers, we have I got some fire ass all-stars in here. They don't really like be introducing themselves. They be coming in like, oh, I'm just a student and things like that. But you done already talked to some bosses already in their own industry, and now here comes another one with the bonnet on. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Turn it down so we can see your face. We don't just want to highlight the bonnet. You know what I'm saying? We got the whole world. Much better, much better. So she's a superb graphic artist. She has her own superpower comic book line, clothing line. She's a contractor. You know, she's a bad mama scammer. So Mrs. Huff.
Talking to her power.
Oh, absolutely. Mrs. Huff, how can Sensay help you this evening? We can't hear you at all.
They have money, they have people on the outside where they can do things. So the guard's gonna be coming up to them because they're celebrities.
Who is
and he feels like they let them promote themselves.
Yeah. We can't hear you, Ms. Huff.
Yeah, it sound like you had something playing in the background.
Oh no, that was somebody else.
Oh,
that was somebody else trying to listen to me and you and another lecturer at the same time. He ain't figured it out yet, that when you come in here, you got to pay attention. Ms. Huff, keep trying. No, it's not
we're
working.
speaking, but we have no sound.
Yes. So you may have to log out and come back. Or
I can lip read a little bit.
Nah, we ain't going through that tonight. You ain't got to show us that skill set right there. No. Ms. Huff, just go, I mean, talking louder ain't gonna make it come through the computer, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in Atlanta, you in Midwest, and he an hour behind, so I know we can't hear your voice. I mean, you seem excited though. You definitely seem like you got something to say. So just keep working with the audio, and then if you get back, or if you want to type it in, the chat, then I can read it. I'm going to also ask the question, of course, as always, you should even know who this is by the way the question was set up. She says, I ain't even gonna tell you who said it. They said, what are your thoughts on the mother-father connection to the moon in Scorpio in the 12th? And the birth date is on a 12 as well.
The moon is Scorpio and the 12th. The birthday is on the 12th. Wow.
And they want to know about your thoughts on the mother-father connection.
And with that moon in Scorpio in the 12th house.
Yep, and their birthday is on the 12th. And you know who this, I ain't gonna tell you who it is till after it's over because I don't want to influence. I just want you to just get it to them straight.
That gotta be Nate. That got to be her question. I know, so I know you got a few questions. That got to be her question right there. You hear me? It gotta be Nate's question. You know, Nate deep with the science, baby. She like, take me there, Sensay. Yes. Man, that's man.
Damn.
Automatically, that's like, even I mean, even without knowing your Chiron and even other numbers, like I'm just gonna pull from what I naturally feel from that and just naturally what I know about you. Even to know I know the mission you on. That naturally shows, because now you bringing in Scorpio, you gotta bring in 8th house energy. You gotta bring in that Pluto energy. You gotta bring in like, you know, the higher octave of Taurus. You bringing in like, now you're dealing with other people's money and, you know, feeling other people's energy and shit. Now you're bringing in 12th house, so you're bringing in the karma of the mother and the father. Unless your South Node, now your South Node would tell a lot more. All right, now your South Node can kind of add a lot more to that. But even just based off of that placement alone, dealing with your 12th house and your birthday coming in on the 12th, and that means the 3 energy. So that means, child, you had to be grown for your time. So that means your father was probably absent. You know what I'm saying? There was probably something else going on there, some addictions. You know what I'm saying? It could have been some deep, could have been some hospitalizations going on there. You could have even had some drinking going on. You know what I'm saying? You could have had some lies and some deception. You know what I'm saying? He could have left soon as he found out your mom was pregnant, or left right before she had you. I mean, it could have been a lot of stuff playing out with that, making your mama kind of suppress her spiritual gifts. You know what I'm saying? Your mama could have some spiritual power that she suppressed. And now you heard to kind of go into the higher aspects of your own inner guru. And you got to really become that, you know, especially with that birthday on that 3. You know what I'm saying? Like automatically you got to embrace your sad. So what you see might be wounded sometimes. So with that, you might feel like you got to accumulate a bunch of shit before you have to say, all right, I got it, I know. You know what I'm saying? But naturally, it's a natural inner shaman right there. I mean, just with that placement alone and coming with your birthday alone, like automatically letting you know that part of you, right, is something that you got to learn to trust of. And the more information you accumulate, it ain't gonna help you. I'm gonna tell you, you can go into the temples, you gotta say, I am this. Like you gotta literally embody and embrace it because you wanna express that part of you. You know what I'm saying? From a spiritual place, from a place of knowing, past believing. Because you bringing in those octaves of that Scorpio, that's our desire, and then the 12th house is our believe. You know what I'm saying? Then you bringing in the Sagittarius with your birthday, that's our seed, right? So it's like what you desire and what you see might be totally different from what you believe. Or what you believe might be totally different from what you see. And then you got to take in and say, what am I desiring to get from what I see and what I believe? What am I desiring to receive from out of this? What is it telling me? Versus what is it telling like all my energies and my karmic cycles? Fuck what it's telling me for my mom and them. Like, what this telling me for me? Like, you got to figure out what is this for you in this life? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is about you living your life individually, freedom of expression, freedom of creativity. I mean, all your art, all your music, everything. Like, it's just showing that you got to express all the things that you know your mom and daddy didn't do. Like, it's just literally all it is. Like, you got to, it's a lot of stuff on the mother and the father side that you healing through just your womb and your creativity and you expressing your natural essence of your light and your energy, just on the natural sense of your guru. And you know, the guru is just the dispeller of darkness. Gu, right, means darkness. Ru means dispeller. So you dealing with a guru, a dispeller of darkness, right? So you bringing in sun and moon. What's hitting me right now is Hatha yoga for you. Ha means moon. Tha means the sun. Hathor, right? Hatha yoga. Do some Hatha yoga. That right there brings some good balance to you right there.
Damn, he on fire tonight. He on fire here. So I got 2 people that asked the same question, but it's got different numbers. So this gonna be the last one. We're gonna take this out because everybody now wants to know, what's my superpower? So can you give us the short breakdown 1 through 9 of superpowers? So
Okay,
what's the superpower for number 1?
All right, the superpower for number 1 is electromagnetism. That's the power to draw in things through your mind. You're dealing with the sun. So you're dealing with a natural sense of high electricity, dielectricity. I mean, any type of form of electricity you got, you can tap into it with your mind.
Pause. Damn, this is a whole nother class, but I'm sorry. I'm an unashamed opportunist. It's what I teach my students. My house adds up to a 1.
High power magnetism. The Jin room. Stop playing with OE. You can't make it up. You can't make it up.
I told King Simon the other day, I said, man, you need to come through here and try some of these mushrooms, right? He was talking, he was like, yeah, you know, I'm a 1, but I gotta check things out. I gotta be first, blah, blah. I said, then he was like, oh, what's the building number? I said, see, you set yourself up.
Yeah, he did that to us.
Now you just set yourself up now. So yeah, 1576, my G. What time you coming over? Since that's 10, which is a 1, he just put his head down. He was just like, oh God. So.
King Simon, he was in the room the other day on Clubhouse. He was just listening though. But I don't listen to King Simon on YouTube. But yeah, that 1, that electromagnetism. And of course, when you come into OE house, you're getting clarity. So that 1 gonna bring clarity. This is what the song gonna do.
Thank you.
And
And 2.
2 is dealing with the moon, and you're dealing with the whole healer. It's a superpower for the 2. So you have the capacity to heal financially, spiritually, mentally, sexually, and physically. All right. The whole healer is a superpower for the 2. The 3, that's dealing with Jupiter and Sag. You're dealing with the superpower of astral travel. So you naturally can astral travel. You can naturally go into the ethers and receive information and bring it back, you know, and know herbs or whatever. It don't make no difference. You go back and get downloads. Just, man, I found this in a dream. Or something just told me this, you know. So it's just a natural astral travel. Now, when you bring in 4 is the superpower of channeling. So 4s are channelers. You're able to channel messages from the divine, Uranus and Aquarius. Right, so you can channel messages. 4s are channelers. So even as the 22, adding up to 4, you can channel messages, channel them. All right. Now, when you bring in 5, the superpower is psychometry. That's the power to use your hands to feel energy. They actually have a position for this in the police department, in the forensics department. Psychometrists. They're able to go on to scenes, look it up, you can't make it up. They go on scenes and feel evidence and be like, okay, that person's still alive, they did. You know, they was here 3 days ago. So with this energy you carrying as a 5, you feel energies, you're very keen to your environment, right? So as a 5, you might naturally don't want to touch people, hug people, shake hands. You might be very mindful of, you can touch objects. And on what's that name, Flash, there's a guy on there, he got a superpower and it's called vibing. I like that name for 5s, it's called vibing. So you give him an object and he closes his eyes and be like, okay, I know where they at. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you're dealing with the energy of 6, you're dealing with the power of geokinesis. This is the power to heal the earth. So the 6 is dealing with Taurus and Libra. You naturally gonna love plants, same thing. Plants, animals, crystals, rocks, all that kind of just being outside, being around water. You know what I'm saying? You naturally gonna love earth elements and the earth. You can heal the earth. You can naturally go to a place, go by, I'm gonna tell you, you can practice this if you got a 6 as a life path or as a birthday. Go by a tree or something that's dying, or go on a patch of dead grass somewhere in your backyard and just stand there every day for about 10 minutes. And don't water it, don't do nothing. Just experiment with it. And just stand there for about 10 minutes every day. You'll come back in about, I'm telling you, probably about a good 7 to 10 days, you're gonna see some grass growing right there. Got the power to heal the earth. That's the 6 energy. Now, when you're dealing with the 7, this is the power of telepathy. So you're telepathic. This is Pisces, Neptune energy. Of course, Neptune, you get those. You got to be able to look through muddy waters and spot dry land. So you got to be able to decipher those messages that you're receiving. Or you won't be able to know who's your thoughts and what's your thoughts and what's somebody else's. You'll be sitting next to somebody, what you say to me? You'll be like, oh, I ain't said nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, yes, you did. Like, nah, I was just thinking, get out of my mind. You know, that's what I've been telling about. Now you're dealing with 8, like I was telling OE, you're dealing with, you're going to bring in chronomancy. That's, you know, you have the power to kind of, it's like you have the power to kind of be ageless. You know, you look younger than what you are.
What's that
And
called?
also,
Chrono what?
pyrokinesis, yeah, chronomancy. And this is also pyrokinesis too. Your chrono, you know, chrono is cold, and chrono deals with Chronos or Saturn. So like you can freeze time. Because people with H, like time just seem like it wait for you. Like for some reason, like even if I don't give an answer, it might seem like you're gonna be late. You always on time. I mean, no, everybody be like, shit, they weren't gonna start in. You was right on time, Ashley, every time. Like it seem like you rushing to get there, but everything always happens for you when it's supposed to happen when you got the 8 energy. Because time is literally always on your side.
Time is on my side. Time. That's what Denzel Washington in that movie.
What's the name?
They was touching people and the energy was jumping.
Yeah, the was jumping out. Yeah, guess what? It kept you whistling.
Yeah. Time. And you said chrono. How you spell that? Chrono. What was the rest of it?
CRONO mancy. Chronomancy. MANCY. You know, like
pyrokinesis.
The pyrokinesis.
Not Cairo, but P.
Not
with
pyro. Dealing with fire. H can manipulate fire. You can work with fire very well as an 8. Candle magic, like all that magic gonna be natural for you as an 8. It's natural thing.
Damn, you sound like you upstairs. I'm finna get in. Never mind. Let's move on to 9. Now I gotta tell my business. Move on to
9 is the power of hemokinesis. This is the power to heal bloodlines. So 9s can heal bloodlines. You can literally, I mean, family bloodlines. I mean, the food you cook, everything you do, everybody gonna be like, oh my God, it feels so good to my soul. Like as a 9, everything you do is like on a soul level, and it can rejuvenate cellular level activities. It's like everything is always some type of transformation on a cellular level for you. And you have the power to be able to manipulate cellular activities. You might even be into good working with blood, or even the healing aspects of the relationship that you go through. People like, man, I'm telling you, after I left you, my whole family, like, thank you. You know what I mean? Like, so it can be like a natural thing happening.
Whew. Man, this has been bananas. I know you still got to go take care of your folks, man. I am so grateful that you came through here and stunned it on folks. Man, y'all see this? Off the dome. That's because he living it. He didn't be like, let me get my notes. Hold on for a second. Let me just go over here. He over there firing it up, talking about, so you know, such and such. You know, I'm just gonna huff a little.
I'm gonna be here. Oh yeah, I ain't got, cause they are rescheduled. They needed to reschedule. Some came up for them. So I'm here, man. I'm here for the class. Whatever you got going on, I'm here, brother.
Oh, well now. Well now. Y'all done messed up the church's money. He done got comfortable. He done got him something nice and rolled up. I just want to hear some just this is how I do. I like to go out there and grab some jokers out in my out there in the crowd. Miss Monique, what'd you think about class tonight here at the Inner Magic Academy? What you got for me? You turn your mic up. We can't hear you. You didn't fix that from last week.
Is it fixed now?
I mean, it's very low, super low.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was. How about now?
I mean, still lower than everybody else, but louder than it was.
Let me see.
That's better. That's it.
Thank you. I took a lot from the class with the number 7 because I was born on the 7th, and I totaled my numbers. I'm a life path, well 10, but added together it's a 1. So I was looking at and listening to the things that he said about the 7, and I just when he was talking about you don't know your thoughts versus somebody else's thoughts, I was just like, that's just like key with me. I've been saying that message for a long time in my life, so I need to work on that part right there. Definitely.
Absolutely. Angela, what'd you get off of class tonight?
Definitely a lot. I was taking notes on all the numbers. I did know my life path number, which was 22. master number. But my birthday, I did have a question on my birthday. My birthday is the 29th. So that adds up to an 11. Would that be a 2 as well?
Yeah, no, yeah, that would be a 2 as well. It would also come out to a master number 11. Now,
Okay.
because it's on your birthday, this would be like your karmic number.
Okay.
So since it's your karmic number, that's going to be linked to Cancer and that moon, right? So that means those abilities to heal, that part of you is kind of wounded. This can kind of link into your Chiron, you know? When you bring that octave in as your birthday, because this makes you the messenger, all right? So that means that a lot of your experiences will come through relationships, will come through emotional aspects in your life. And it can also come through, you know, mother wounds, you know, your relationship with your mother could have been huge for you, a huge emotional void or something going on there with that. You know what I mean? And it can also show that throughout your whole life, this thing could have been playing out because it's been showing you messages about you the whole damn time. Yeah. So once you embrace the fact that, you know what, I see me now, right? I know that the longest relationship I'm gonna have is with myself. Now I know what that, I got that right now. Now I can show up as a healed version of myself. I can show up whole. I can show up not needing somebody else to validate me. Now you become the messenger, right? So now you'll be able to move through these relationships from a sense of awareness. The 11 is a psychic energy.
Okay.
So it makes you a high psychic, all right? But it takes away from it because it's coming on your birthday. So you got to trust your psychic abilities. That means your mama, somebody could have been suppressing that. They could have been telling you crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Or you could have felt like you didn't know what you were talking about. Yeah, you could have felt like it was crazy. You could have been feeling stuff that was going on and been like, I don't know if that's really what I feel. Then it play out and it's right in your face. You know, right. Now you're feeling some type of way about it because you didn't really accept it for what it was. You know what I mean? So trusting your psychic ability and embracing the fact that you are the messenger because you got to play out that karmic number, that master number 11. You're going to have to be the messenger. Like, that means everybody you meet, every relationship you got, it seems like it's going to be like, I don't think we're going to be together long, but I better enjoy while you're here because I might be having to show you something about yourself, especially once you know that you are the love that you seek and you have the capacity to heal. You'll be able to make a conscious choice on how you want to allow people to show up in your life. Because once they show you who they are, you got to believe them. Get what I'm saying?
Definitely. And it's funny because even looking up my name, it means messenger from God. So that's funny.
There you go. Nothing is coincidence at all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Ella, what'd you get from class today?
Hi, thank you for everything you shared. It was a wonderful class. I know my life path number is 3, and I was thinking, you know, my birthday is 2369. I feel a connection with each of those numbers based on what you shared, but that's not how it works, right? I have to add them up like you mentioned. I was just wondering about that.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm glad you even brought that in because the beloved has spoke some of her numbers earlier. Even if I was to individualize these numbers as if you did, right? Even if I was a member, I said that each number can equate to a letter in your name. So if we was to look at your name as completely numbers, right? That's like an algorithm to you. That algorithm will tell me how you think, how you move, like how you do what you do, why you do what you do, how many 1s are in your name, how many 5s are in your name, how many 6s, how many 3s. All these things can literally operate what plane of existence you operate on the most, whether it's the physical or whether it's the spiritual, whether it's an emotional plane or whether it's the goddamn, you know, the mundane. Like all these different things can be reflected in your numbers. Now, when you simplify them, you bring it to another aspect. So what you said, beloved, as you said, there's no wrong question. We all, you know, when you're looking at that, you can't individualize each number. You say, you know what, I can see myself playing out with the 2, the 3, the 6, and the 9. Yeah, that's because you are all of the numbers, and all of the numbers are you. So remember, I said these are all physical traits. The moment you're able to recognize how these traits are trying to play out through you, this is when you're able to put your own awareness and your own will into the number. So now you keep looking at the numbers the way you want to see the numbers. All right.
Thank you. And remember what he said about the invisible suitcase. It's your job to unpack it. So all of them mean something. Like, I'm a life path 3. My numbers, my birthday is on the 8. And then I'm a 517, which is a 22. But I got the 1. And I was born 1970. So if I want to, I can look at the 1. But no, you can't never just be like, I'm gonna just do 69. I'm gonna just leave out some numbers. Like, that don't work. You know what I'm saying? That's people. When you start leaving things out, then you start becoming incomplete. And we're in this holistic science that we're using here in Inner Magic Academy. We want you to see everything. Awareness is the whole reason why we're here. So we don't be like, oh, I'm 51770. No, I'm 517 1970. All the numbers matter. Just, but then you just got to, like I said, be aware of what's coming up. How many times do you see these numbers? Like, when people be asking me about recurring numbers, I'd be like, bro, that's for you, because I don't see them numbers like that all the time. That's nothing. Like, I don't see, the numbers that I see are for me, but I don't be wishing, why. Or I just look at it and be like, an 11 is a portal. It's a gateway. Why you don't step through it? When you see a door, don't you normally walk through it? And if you see 2 of them, then why you ain't, it sounds like somebody trying to give you a message where you was hard-headed in the past and you didn't want to walk through it. So a lot of it's common sense, but we don't want to trust ourselves. And we out here so scaredy-parody, but once again, it goes back to the great mother, like Sister Myra says. She's going to look at you and say, you can't serve me like that. You can't serve the great mother and be afraid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very excited about doing this class on microdosing and ancestral healing, but the great mother is like, she wants me to teach a class on connecting with the great mother, because there's so much bull jive out here. You know what I'm saying? And especially, all of us are her children, but y'all her daughters. You know what I'm saying? The mama look at the son and be like, that's my child there, but she look at the daughter and be like, my nigga, you's a direct reflection of me. You know what I'm saying? And the whole thing, now I'm on my soapbox right now. Somebody sent me something. Ace sent me something that this dude said on Instagram the other day, talking about a man's job is to make sure a woman is safe. And then she was like, Coach, what do you think about this? I said, that's all cap. You know what I'm saying? It ain't never nobody's responsibility to make you feel safe, because the only reason you don't feel safe is because you don't forgot you a child of the great mother. So why would another person why would your brother have to make you feel safe, and y'all came from the same place? You know what I'm saying? The great mother is nature. She is tumultuous. She's unpredictable. She's risky, but her daughters are down here chasing bags, wanting security. There's nothing in nature that's secure. The strongest tree that you ever seen could get pulled up in a matter of seconds when she come over there and say, I want to move some furniture around. If me and Sensay say we can remove some furniture, we talking about fighting somebody, we're going to go ahead, we'll move some furniture. But when Mother Nature come and say, I'm going to move some furniture, she don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? She's the higher octave of us. We just moving some people around. She moving around her own structure. So I think, to me, it's just real crazy of the way we have gotten away from the mother and representing her. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, when you put your name down and somebody misspell your last name, you be like, no, it's Carter. You know what I'm saying? So if you so proud of the place where you come from, then why you ain't repping it harder? I'm an 8 and I'm a 3, but Jesus, you need to know I'm a Carter. You know what I'm saying? When I say that, that's why, and I'm with the Moors, but I'm not giving up my last name. That ties me into my heritage. what am I representing? But then when I was like, how do I go ahead, Sensei?
I said, so you ain't gonna become a bae?
Well, I have several names. So I am Kyer Love Bay L. You know what I'm saying? I'm the wazir of the North Carolina territory. Niggas just don't know. I don't really have to come out there and tell you that because I ain't got to report to nobody but the Grand Sheik. So I don't even understand why jokers be coming at me in the first place. They absolutely don't want me to start pulling that whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So I was born a Bay. I don't got to become a Bay. I know who I am. That's why I got L Bay on the end of it. I deal with the government and deal with the spiritual. I'm a harmonious individual. I like dealing with spirit more, but I know governmental things. I'm not always trying to be so left brain and logical. That's why it's more Bays than it is L's, because jokers is imbalanced. So, and they not representing, like I said, going back to the mother, you know. So thank you for that. But thank you for that question. But sometimes when you already know what your number is, then why you ain't taking the risk? She gave all of us wings and a dang parachute. So the wings supposed to automatically open, and then the parachute, and then y'all have a vagina. What do they call the vagina? A cat, a kitty cat. How many lives do a kitty cat got? Look at some of the stuff that y'all be doing that people don't even know about. How many lives, you know what I'm saying? Y'all done came through. A cat got 9 lives. And if you got 9 lives, then act like it. My spirit totem, one of my spirit totems is the Black Panther. I always land on my feet, and I already know I got about 6 or 7. I ain't got 7. I probably got 4 or 5 left to move around like that. So take some chances, loosen up. You know what I'm saying? Don't always just be waiting all the time because you got so many numbers. Look at all the numbers. If we was to really want to go there now, we could be like, all right, what degree is your sun? What degree is your Mercury? What degree is your Jupiter? All those numbers matter too. But that's when you want to get a private reading from Sensay and go over there and do that. So Sensay, make sure you put the link down there where they can, like on your Instagram or whatever, however they get in contact with you. There's somebody in here now or somebody in the YouTube is trying to figure out, how do I get a reading from Sensay? Because y'all not, what y'all ain't gonna do is just sit up here all night and just be like, oh, you got him up here for free. And no, first off, I hope his Cash App is over there talking to him, because if it ain't, then it's gonna be a private conversation, and y'all know we would just rather not that. We just want to treat our guests very well. Is the Cash App doing something over there, Sensei?
Oh yeah, they hit me up.
Okay, I just want to make sure that's it. That's all I need to know. As long as everything cool, you ain't gonna come over to Inner Magic Academy and be like, they show some bums over there. No, we're not. Everybody over here paid and pay like they weigh. So, which is why it's pricey to get in. You know what I'm saying? This is generosity that we sharing, and I just really hope that this rubs off on everybody that's in here. We're not looking for comfort, because comfort is an adjective before the word zone, and everything you want is right outside your comfort zone. So when I heard dude talking about, oh yeah, I gotta make a woman safe. All men have to make them up. This nigga, like, he was about 26. He had enough money to afford to buy a microphone and a camera and put his little opinion up as a podcast. But he absolutely don't know what the hell he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? He really sounded very desperate. Be like, oh, well, let's go over here and go with this guy because it's gonna make me comfortable. All you women should listen to The Way of the Superior Man. I just listened to that yesterday, down there, the whole book. I'm on chapter 37. This dude talked about y'all and nailed y'all so hard, ladies. Good gracious. I'm so happy. I had the book, but I hadn't listened to it. But y'all not looking for comfort and security. That's a lie. So all y'all think that or whatever, because y'all are ever changing. Y'all can't stay on something no more than 10, 20 minutes. Okay, or maybe 2 weeks, then you a whole nother person. You a whole nother person, and when you're in a relationship, you're gonna test the man. You're gonna test the man. That's why I don't understand why dudes is upset. Like, well, I met her and then you changed after we got engaged, and then when we got married, you really changed. She gonna keep changing too. There is no constant, stable woman on planet Earth. Y'all should stop pretending that you are. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't. And niggas need to quit looking for one, or stop saying, I need you to guarantee me that you're gonna always and forever. What are you talking about? That's in no ancient writing nowhere where it says, till death do you part. That's some white boy bullshit that they
straight up,
straight up.
And you know what else, bro? It goes right back into everything you said about the feminine and about being at home, right? Or even just surrendering to knowing that the mother got you. And that's why even in the, in a lot of the scriptures, they talk about the mother nurtures you as the father guides you. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about this motherly energy, that is our body. That's what you got from your mama. Now, this is why your body holds more memory than your mind ever could. This is why your body is made up of the zodiac. That's why your moon sign gonna literally tell you your relationship with your mama and all the stuff she had going on with her. So this is when we dealing with what's going on with the physical traits of our body. So when you were just saying that physical nature, bro, and how our spirit wants to integrate into that. So we're all hermaphrodite, or we're all Hermes and Aphrodite, right? Which is dealing with Thoth and Ma'at, or Tahuti and Ma'at, which is dealing with the heart. So we all have feminine and masculine traits, or we're all love. And I say our masculine energies are love and our feminine energies are power, right? So your masculine energy wants to rest in your power. So the masculine is always looking for a place to feel love, right? Or a place to know that he is loved, or to understand so he can finally walk in his power. And the feminine energy is always looking for love so she can finally feel powerful or creative. So everybody looking for a safe space that they can only create within themselves. It ain't gonna be no safer space in this life besides within you. And when you embrace the fact that even that space ain't safe, the reason why, because one day you gonna die. However long we've been on this call, see, just the greatest power of the feminine principle, knowing that one day I ain't gonna be here. So the feminine principle is saying, surrender to me, come home to me, right? So for a lot of people, that don't happen to death, or they have a near-death experience. Now you want to say, I'm ready to live my life. You get what I'm saying? That's why the devil spelled backwards is live. You get what I'm saying? So people are waiting to some type of reason to live their life. Waking up ain't good enough. So what you're wanting to surrender to is the fact that you are alive. So when you embrace the feminine principle in its highest or its most purest form, beyond your emotions, beyond your thoughts, it's showing that your physical body is where you rest, right? And the only thing that's keeping you from doing that is your thoughts and your emotions. Now, what's at the core of them? So that's why we doing what we do, to help you understand why it's so hard for you to rest in your body. And that's why I love what you just said about, I had to learn that for myself. It ain't about, I got daughters, you get what I'm saying? It ain't about me, showing them they safe. Hell, my daughter drive trucks now. Yeah, I can't show my daughter she's safe when she's behind the wheel of an 18-wheeler. You get what I'm saying? Like, she got to find it within herself. I mean, she has to trust herself. So guess what I had to do? I had to show her what that looks like. So for me as a man, I got to show any woman what it looks like to walk in that power. And now what that does for me, I've created a safe space within myself to where when I meet a woman, she knows that. So now it's up to me to let her know, you know what, I ain't your safe space. But what I can do is give you grace and give you space as you cultivate it within yourself. Right. Now, as a man, that's my choice. It ain't my duty. It ain't my obligation. Right. It's my choice to do that, because if you can't receive that, then I'm playing games with myself. You get what I'm saying? And it's the same thing for a woman. If you're dealing with a man and he ain't ready to do the internal work to get to know and love his goddamn self, and you want to take on a project, guess what? You did that to yourself. So you got to ask yourself, do I have the capacity to show up for this man and be a safe space as I'm cultivating one within myself? Or am I in a place enough to allow my cup to run it over? You see, because if your cup is half empty or half full, that means you still got a void that somebody needs to fill. So make sure you fill your own cup up so it can run it over. That's the most powerful essence of the feminine principle that you can do for the masculine. Because now your love has to serve you. Because now you are coming into a place to validate your goddamn self. Now the woman, because the man always about doing. See, masculine principle. The feminine says, I'm good where I am. Let's just be right here. So once you learn to just be and stop doing, you ain't got to worry about nobody creating no safe space for you. Then you will automatically know who's coming into your life if they ain't got it within themselves. Then you can say, do I want to share this or not? Because it ain't your obligation, right? Just because you attract somebody when you come into this healed state, don't mean it's your obligation to take them on. You know what I'm saying? So your individuality, man, is what this shit is about. And you are able to integrate as a natural consequence of you knowing who you are. Your vibe will attract your tribe. Then none of y'all know, some of y'all didn't know me before this call, but here we are together. You get what I'm saying? So the true path to enlightenment ain't achieved alone. So the feminine principle at its highest octave is you being able to love yourself enough to simply walk in your power. That's it. You don't need nobody else to do it. Nothing of this materialistic plane can do it because you know that you rule over this. The woman rule. I tell every man, I don't give you a man. I'm gonna tell you something. Man. Tell y'all, you ain't heard what OU. You hear me? If you in every goddamn man, every being walking this, I know we got children here, so I'm gonna be very mindful of what I'm saying. Every man came from your womb. They're gonna spend the rest of your life trying to get back in one. Don't ever let a man make you feel like you are subservient to him. All you gotta do is walk in your power. He ain't gonna have no choice but to bow down or get right. Either step up or step out. If you leave every man with that only one option, I don't need you to love me. I just need you to love yourself, because you can love yourself. Loving me will be easy for you. See, if you make every man have to honor that for himself and you don't lie to yourself, you won't have no more problems out of men. I guarantee you that.
Wait a minute, you saying that all the women who having problem with men is because they lying to themselves first, which means they let him lie?
The intuition of a woman is the most immense thing, because you want me to tell you why. I'm gonna go back to what we're talking about. I'm gonna tell you how the science is. The moon, the menstrual cycles of the moon and the cycles of the woman is the only reason we know life on this planet. So when he said the big mama, do you know they removed Saturn from a feminine energy? Now, we talk about Saturn exalted in Uranus. We can talk about other stuff in the mythos, right? But when you talk about Saturn's connection to the body, Saturn's connection to the root chakra, Saturn's connection to the bones and the blood. The reason why in the scriptures it says, God says, I knew you before you knew yourself. You was covered in the blood. You was covered in your mama's blood. See, you know what I'm saying? So it's like now you were covered in the blood of your mother. When you came into this reality, everything that was your mother became you. You are your mother's baby, papa's maybe. Everything that you do is connected to your mama. Every physical lineage, every physical cycle, every physical trait that you know in your life came through the cycles of your mama. Your mama's cycles had to stop for you to be born. Ain't nothing in this reality gonna happen without the womb of a woman. So without your connection to the moon, now I'm gonna tell you what this does for you as a woman. This automatically makes you the most emotionally intelligent creature on this planet. Why? Because your connection with the moon, Saturn, this earth, and the sun, you have to be aware of what you're feeling, why you feeling it, and when you feeling it. And you got to know when it stops and when it starts. Only you know this. This awareness makes you so aware of your emotions that a man can't even fathom to ever understand the depths of what a woman deals with on the internal level when it comes to having to process how she feels. So your emotions is your superpower. When your emotions get the best of you, your logic is drowned out. See? So you got to marry the left and the right brain. The woman is the most intuitive being on this planet. When you know what you know and you trust what you know, the only person that can stop you is you.
I had to stand up on that one right there. I mean, like, and make sure, and you know, my new book I'm working on is really the only person. That's one of the chapters I'm getting ready to go write tonight. Because when you look at the yin and yang symbol, one of them has a dot that from the other, right? So ladies, you got an inner man in you. So when you're into it, but the inner man is supposed to be a monk, a scholar, wise man on the hill. However, since you got free will, you can let him be a little nigga. Masculine as fuck. And that's what we have right now. A lot of women, even the conscious women who know a lot, they very masculine because they kind of thought that if I know more, I can be like him and let me match him with knowledge. You can't never match us with knowledge. But as I then gave y'all this technique over and over, it's simple. Yin with yin. Ain't never in the history of the universe fire beat water. You ain't never seen a lighter light and then some water hit it and the fire be like, I'm still here. But artificial fire can never whoop real fire. Man is real fire, okay? But when you bring your intuition in and you support the inner man, not your inner masculine, the inner wise monk, and the man the same way. I got an inner wise crone. Oh, you know what I'm saying? She be like, baby. She whisper. That's my intuition. That's just a fraction of what y'all have. So when I look at y'all and you be like, how you think you know me so well? Because I'm very in touch with this inner crone and how much she is giving me, and you got a billion times bigger than that. Absolutely, I'm disappointed in you letting your little nigga run the whole show. The same way you're disappointed in me when I let this crone come down to be a loudmouth bitch. So men that you got a problem with, it is a woman's fault. The woman inside of him. And and ladies, if you got a problem with a man, it's the man inside of you. Take your intuition and surround a man. That's what I'm attracted to now as I get older and still looking younger. I like the ladies who is really saying, yo, I'm trying to tap into my intuition. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you got some money. That's all good. But if you don't have no intuition, how we gonna connect? You supposed to have infinite intuition, and I got a little bit of intuition. That's supposed to plug in, and we both win. You got a little bit of wise man in you, and I got a whole bunch of wise man. We're supposed to plug that in, and we both win. Then we body the chart. Then we go out here flossing and doing all those type of things. You know what I'm saying? Really enjoying ourselves and being in harmony. But until we realize that, it's an inner nigger, inner bitch madhouse. It's a madhouse. My fault, it's not a madhouse. It's a love story. You ever seen when a loudmouth female and a loudmouth man get together? They both insecure. You know what I'm saying? They both stuck at the 8th grade mental, emotional, spiritual, and financial level. What it looks like on the outside, look like I got a big house, I got insurance, I did this, da 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 da. But there ain't no compatibility in there. It's a whole bunch of like friction, and you guaranteed to have to do a couple of extra lifetimes just to get up out of this because you didn't want to tap in. You know what I'm saying? Tapping in don't mean taking a whole bunch of mushrooms. It means getting your inner woman together, getting your inner man together. Like because you can't get rid of him and you can't kill him. And he will retaliate and she will retaliate. So like for me, I'm off that inner child shit at this point because my inner child is a dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my inner little girl. And a lot of women, that's going to be a lot to swallow. Maybe not for those of you in here, but for all of y'all sisters who y'all said they ain't got nothing to do with me, they still your sisters, right? And they're influencing. I just want to say this one time because I'm in the moment. There was no real white Jesus, but because so many people believed in it and projected their energy, the energy culminated in a white Jesus that could perform miracles in the ether was created because your beliefs created this thing. Ladies, y'all did the same thing with the fuck boy, with the niggas ain't shit. There wasn't no fuck boys. There wasn't no niggas ain't shit. But so many women, not in this room, created it. And the energy is there. And a lot of you women be like, well, I don't be talking to men like that, so don't put me in it. It's there now. It's there just like Jesus. It wasn't there in the past, but it's there now. This fictional character that now has power in your life.
We don't get it on a spiritual plane. Now it's real.
And as above, so where you created it at, Here it is down here. So now the only thing that's gonna fix it is the 100 monkeys. You ladies that want to be like, that was them, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I can't turn my back and be like, you know, that was them dudes over there. Now I'm still accountable for them niggas because they still on my team because they got a penis. You know what I'm saying? But I can't give them no passes. I can't give them no passes. You know what I'm saying? Yo, and that's where we really have to start stepping up and addressing things at a more, let's get out of high school level. I was talking to Nick Yama the other day. He said I was very generous giving people the 8th grade. I said 3rd grade. He was like, I was thinking kindergarten, because that's really how we dealing with each other on a spiritual basis right now, on a kindergarten level. But that's why Inner Magic was created out of necessity to help save the world. Because once you start seeing your talents, now you see your numbers. Now Sensay done bless you. Now you done got your human design chart. You done got all this other stuff. What must you do now? The key is make sure you stay on top of your own cultivation. Make sure you stay in your own cultivation. Unpack the thing. You got more tools now to unpack your stuff. What were we talking about last week? Moon magic. Now how do you take the moon, number 2, and every time you see 2, that's me. That's what I really want the class for. So when I see these numbers occurring, I'm be like, that's the moon.
Ooh, oh yeah, you know what we gotta do now?
Uh-oh.
We need to put a magic class together, me and you. We can combine these numbers with, because I just did a class. Let's make it happen, bro.
Don't threaten me with a good time. That's what I say. Don't threaten me with a good time. What you talking about? What you talking about?
Well, it ain't on. It's all do the people. Y'all want to see that, man? Y'all let us know if y'all want to see that. Y'all leave some comments. Let us know if y'all want to see that. Look at you ready to go? You ready to go meta, huh?
I am meta at this point. I'm already. It's several millions of dollars inside of here.
Wow.
And the only thing I use this for is Sensay, you must get one. I use one program called mind mapping. I'm gonna send you some of the ones I done in here already. And I ain't got to do that. I can do my commercial on the way out, because y'all was like, oh, well, what does he mean when he says, oh my goodness, just text. Just please text me right now. I'm gonna show Sensay a little copy of this right here so he can see what this mind mapping does. I spend 1 hour to 4 hours a day in here. If I skip a day, then the next day is gonna be a double down. And
oh, wow.
100%. So this is my 2-day? Yes. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Does it say 2-day or 8-day on the cover? 2-day?
2-day.
Okay. Peace to the family. How y'all feeling today? Can y'all hear it? That's another thing too. If you can't, I have to use my own audio. I have to talk over.
It's low, but I can hear it.
Astrology, favorite astrologer, and I wanted to explain what this offering is of Ancestral Healing with Sacred Earth Medicine, 2-day virtual healing think tank, which is Saturday and Sunday, August the 13th and 14th, begins at 3 p.m. And it's going to involve integration, safety, astrology, human design, strategy, and a whole lot more. You can sign up at workwithoe.com, but I'm going to take you through this map of how the course is going to go. So it's a 2-day course. It's really a think tank. It's not a course, because I love curating high-level conversations. As you can see, I have a lot of things in my mind that I'm always working on to make sure I can have a clear thought. But this was probably, I don't know, this probably is one of the clearest things that I've offered. And I want to put together things for folks who are really ready to go to the next level, right? You don't have to be a master. And it doesn't matter what level you're at, but this course, this think tank, is a way to come in and raise your vibration. This is really what tapping in really looks like. All right. So day 1, I'm going to wait to the end before I show you the price point. This is going to be, I love it. Day 1, we're going to explain what is mycology and how do entheogens work on different levels.
So this is not just for mushrooms, this is for all entheogens. You're going to be able to use what I'm about to teach you to remove all confusion. We're removing all confusion. That's probably my mission. I should put that in there, right? Removing all confusion. Let's put that right in there. Yeah. This is really what I'm here for.
Now I'm gonna just pause right here. I'm gonna have to just pause right here and say, a lot of us got so many thoughts in our head. Do y'all see how I just created? I came up with an idea, made the thought, named it, and then slid it into my process.
I'm talking about in the middle of it, bro. I'm loving it. I ain't gonna, you don't convince me right now.
And you can put up to 14 people in this room. So if you had a set of Oculuses, I would have said, Sensay, come jump in the room right quick. Let me show you something. This is what I'm talking about. I need you and Dante to have a set of these here. I'll take care of the rest. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is like an ATM machine almost, because a black man with clear thought laid out, it's over. Straight down.
That's all well. Man,
there's too much confusion. This is like why we're here in this think tank. First thing we're going to discuss, well, after we do the mycology and entheogens, how they work, then we're going to talk about shifting states and strategies. There are no imperfect people, only imperfect states, imperfect strategies. We're going to get into personal healing. We're going to get into ancestral healing. This first day is more going to be very, very personal. And what does that look like for personal healing? The long game, I have an 8-week virtual container that's going to walk with me and you in my think tank called Microdosing and Magic. All right, that's August the 18th to October the 6th. Personal healing. This is where we get into a deeper level of it, right? But today I just want you just to know some of the terms. What is an SOS? An SOS is a state or strategy. And what is an OTT? That is an oppression trap triangle. Most people that you know and are saying, I want to heal, they're in some type of oppression trap. Your ancestors are in an oppression trap, and so are you. Your state or strategy is exactly where you are right now. And to change your state, we have to change your strategy. That's why it's called shifting states and strategies. Next is, when do I dose? A lot of people always want to know, say, hey, well, doing the right thing at the right time in the right way, you can use the moon, or you can use a system that I call Prosperity 365. Prosperity 365 is going to really dive deep into this 8-week virtual container from August the 8th. But I'm really going to get into what Prosperity 365 and Moon Magic are here, but I'm going to really support them in a larger container, right? Confirming your intentions, internal and external intentions. We always have intentions, we just don't confirm them. You don't have to set a new intention. Your life is an intention. What do you want to do with it, and how are you going to set that up? How do you confirm your intentions? Then we're going to move to integration is not an option. After your intentions are confirmed, we have to talk about self-care, schedule, health and safety. What are the protocols? Time of day, diets and fasting. What about journaling? The Condor approach, a 30-day mind and body workbook. I'm going to show you where you can get this work.
I ain't even going to give y'all the rest of it. I ain't gonna give them the rest of it. If they want it, they're gonna have to go over there to the website. By tomorrow morning, it will be up and running on the website. When you go over to workwithoe.com, I'm gonna have that whole map over there. So you're like, well, I see the flyer, but really, what am I gonna get? So I'm pulling people inside of my mind. I really want to start offering mind mapping for CEOs, for bosses. Like, you already have a business, it's already set up, and you got some complications. I think about 3 weeks ago, I think I was the first person to teach an astrology class in the meta. Well, that's not all the way in the metaverse, but it kind of is. But we was using the Oculus glasses to teach astrology. help Melissa, work through some things and really just be able to see, because sometimes we got so many things moving around, we just like, which one is for me? Which one is for me? And until we see it plain and they can back off from it and just be like, oh, okay, let me look at it from a different angle. And a lot of times, just imagine if I would have had the Oculuses on while you was going through the numbers and putting the planets up. I can draw all of that in the mind map. Yes, yes, yes. So if you are you on mute?
You automatically made me aware. I'm like, I started because my motherfucking tower is my Chiron and tower is in the 6th house. Automatically, I went to seeing how this placement is we know that Uranus is transiting Taurus in the 6th. And here you is with this technology, right? And I'm over here like, nah, I ain't missed that moment. That's what I'm telling you. So yeah, I'll be getting a pack of those, a set of those goggles. Yeah, we got some work to do, my brother.
Listen, if you're gonna go in, get the battery pack. I'm gonna just send you what I got. I got the headset, but I got the where my baby's at. When you go get a new Glock, before you leave, they say, would you like an extra clip? You be like, of course, I'd like 2. So there's a battery in here, but it only lasts. I'm shooting a whole commercial for Mark Zuckerberg, so somebody come holler at him. Because this is where it's going. He sold 8 million of these last year. So he's gonna try to sell 16 million this year. They're only $300. Okay. You can get on, or you can what Beanie Siegel said, you can get down, or you can get down, or you can lay down.
You can lay down.
You can lay down. So this one by itself gives me about 2 hours. But sometimes it take me maybe that last 20 minutes, I am in the flow. And then all of a sudden it say low battery. Then I got this extra clip. So I leave it unplugged like this while I wear this battery down. Then when all of a sudden it says, hey, your battery is low, I just be like, Suka, another 2 hours. So you can start off with this, but you're going to end up having to get one of these. But I just found out they have like a thing that you don't even have to get the whole joint on the back. You can just get like a little thing like this big, like $30, and you can just plug it up on the side and give it like 3 or 4 more hours. So this is where I'm headed, period. I'm not coming out of it. And the program I was just showing everybody is called NODA, because the mind, Mercurial to Hootie, operates through visualizations. And y'all saw when I'm sitting in there, I got pictures up. I ain't even showing you the room, like my Ancestral hall. When I first got in there, that was the first thing I did, was set up an Ancestral hall with nothing but spells in it. So all I have to do was just go in there and look at my spells. I went to Chicago, I was at the barbershop, and I took it out because we was waiting on somebody to come. They was like, oh, you going to play some games? I looked at them boys like, what you talking about? I'm too old to play some games. I'm finna go in and print some money. What you mean? I'm finna get in here and design and move my ideals around, because this is why it goes with the mushrooms, because what do mushrooms do? It repairs the neurotransmitters in the mind. So when we look at sequence of events, I had the mushrooms first, then the Oculuses came. But what was everybody else's fear of getting one? What's it gonna do to my eyes? What's it gonna do to my this? What's it gonna do to your bank account? You don't even have the same eyes you had 3 weeks ago, 72 hours ago. Your cells regenerate all the time. People be fronting on how dope this body is. It can amend to anything. You think they're gonna make something and all of a sudden be like, well, everybody now, y'all niggas just came through fake ass COVID. How the hell y'all over here worried about an Oculus now? That's gonna move you to the metaverse where you're gonna be ahead of the game. But you didn't hear it from me. You're gonna see it from me. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy that you got Chiron and Taurus. This whole room is full of Chirons and Taurus. Probably 75% of my students have Chiron and Taurus. All the people that come to see me, Chiron and Taurus, which is one of the games I tell everybody. Wherever your Chiron is at, find somebody that's got that sun and just stand next to him. You don't even got to talk to him. You don't even got to be friends. Just stand right there. Just stand right there. My son is gonna shine on his Chiron.
Magnetism.
He don't gotta do nothing. You don't gotta do nothing. Cause I gotta be me. And so many of y'all not satisfied with who you are. You know what I'm saying? But it's somebody out here waiting on you to be you. I heard Frenay in the light language room yesterday, like somebody needs your light. Like I would like to have a couple hundred people in this class, but maybe only 50 gonna show up or 40. Those are people that need my light. We're gonna get that and we're gonna keep it popping. But we're gonna put 100 in there because me and Sensay finna go on this clubhouse and I'm gonna send some emails and niggas is gonna be like, wow, this is the hottest shit since the hottest shit. Because it is the hottest shit because nobody's talking about it. Nobody's putting astrology, human design, microdosing, and magic together easily. Easily. We're weaving it together. Like with the cigarette hanging out my mouth. You know, your uncle be working on the car.
Watch out there, boy. Watch out there, boy.
You know, boy, him and that 3/4 wrench over there, boy. You know, yeah. Go up there and bring us another one of them beers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sensay, man, this has been a fun class, man. I appreciate it. This is the beginning of things to come, man. Did you enjoy yourself? That's what I really want to know. Like, how did you feel, man? What you feel about inner magic, man? I need that testimonial, man. What's up?
Oh man, you know, nothing is coincident. You know what I'm saying? Even, you know, I had the other prior obligations, then that was, and I just been here, been present. I mean, you know, my Jupiter is in Leo in the 9th. So my heart is in this thing. You know what I mean? Like, so this is like, you know, I enjoyed it. So when you talking about what I feel, this is my fulfillment. Even though I'm gonna tell you the power of it, even if nobody wouldn't have hit my cash app, I would have been good. Right? Now I know that would have missed, you know, that Taurus, see that? But guess what? That was my Chiron and Taurus speaking, right? And that's why I'm in here with a Taurus. You get what I'm saying? And that's why you would like hit my boy Cash App up, because I'm just telling you how I would naturally give that. And that's something that Chiron and Taurus has got to, you got to honor your gifts, honor your work, honor your time, honor your energy. But for me, the whole experience is priceless, bro. So no matter how much money, you know what I'm saying, they could have sent me, that $5,000 would have been awesome. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we're going to take it as it comes, bro. But nah, it's been beautiful, man. Just whenever people can take. And I know you got a space full of people who are receptive to everything, to what I said, and they're going to take it and apply it. We know that's the real magic. So we can talk about it till the sun come up, you know, till our space turn blue. And then on top of that, when we automatically know how the magic naturally works, I'm a Gemini sun, he's a Taurus sun, right? So we already know that combination together, it's automatic. So it's like this whole experience, and then I'm just watching the magic. So, you know, I observe everything as it's coming out, and you telling me your numbers, and I'm a life path 11, you know what I'm saying? And my birthday is on the 6th, and yours is the 8th. So we got 6 and 8. I always think about the marriage of everything, how it's always playing out. You know what I mean? So, man, it was my honor to be with all of you all. You know, gratitude for y'all time and energy. You could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all are here with us. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate that. And I appreciate y'all having me in the goddamn inner school of magic. And I look forward to coming back. And you better goddamn know, man, there's many things to come. So namaste to you.
Hey, he done already done. This is why you must body your chart. I'm trying to let the man go. He just keep on throwing the whole thing. That's why I had to put my hair back. So when you walk up on, this is what he just said is what I want, is the only thing I want for y'all. Of course, I want y'all to read people's charts and charge a lot of money. Yeah, I want you to do that. Yeah, I want you to know where the moon was at. But I want you to be able to have somebody walk up to you and talk about their chart and know exactly what they do for you. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, there's 3 uses. There's misuse, which is not enough, abuse, which is too much, but use is right in the middle. We tools. That's my brother. He want me to use him. He just said, oh, I have Jupiter in Leo in his 9th house. I don't care what house is in for him. He shows up to me, what? All of you Virgo risings in here, he was in our 12th house right now. He was strengthening and our spiritual game, and he was pushing away illusion because he wasn't in here like, he did come in like an evangelist, but he wasn't pushing no lies because the 12th house is the house of lies. But he came in with the high octave. He kept using the word, what's the higher octave? That's Jupiter in my 12th, my class. right? Then he comes and says, I'm a Gemini. Ladies and gentlemen, what is Gemini? The second solar house of Taurus. Here we teach you have two, well, you have 4 money houses, but you have to be in the class before I give all that game up. But you have the second house, which is your in your natal chart. But the sun sign past your sun sign is also a money house. So Libra is my money house in my natal chart, but in my solar chart, he's sitting right beside me. He's sitting right beside me. He's Gemini. He lights up my solar second. And then if I do put it in my natal chart, he sits in my 10th house. How in the world can you get one person to sit in 2 houses and win? He's sitting in my second and my 10th. Listen here. Listen here. I don't know if y'all paying attention or not. I'm not really sure. If you don't take this class, it might be going over your head, but for my students, it ain't. So if you're on YouTube, I can't even ask for forgiveness. You should join the class so you can get what I'm talking about. Then you can know where the other 4 money houses is at and how you can.
And you can know what we finna take this thing. Cause look, guess what? I got Saturn and Virgo in the night too, bro.
So now he drops Saturn and Virgo in my first house to make sure I am with some discipline. He lends me some discipline, and he drops in there with my no game plan. He got the 2 no game players. He brought Saturn. I got Pluto. Come on, in the same sign, in my first house. Just us walking in the room. The energy is going to be like, I'm just talking about how it's coming over to me. I ain't even going in and analyzing how I affect him. I already know what I do. I take care of his Chiron. If you can make sure anybody's childhood wound got some warmth on it, I'm putting luxury on his Chiron. I'm putting value on his Chiron. I'm just putting this la. His Chiron is like, I'm drowning in value. Oh my God. He hit my cash app. He ain't even come over here for that. He ain't even come over. He came over here for the love, for the strength. You know what I'm saying? And then look how it happened and started unfolding. These are the pieces. It's the nuances. Y'all be so getting caught up in all the aspects. Oh, what does trine mean? What does over here mean? What's 150 degrees mean? And then you missing the person standing right beside you. You're missing the person. It's a whole being right here. Got all the stuff that you need that God put beside you. The great mother sent them right there to be with you. He said he'd been watching me for years. I was just like, what you talking about? He was like, man, I seen you when you was Coach Kyrie, but I ain't meet him to the clubhouse till I was OE. And he was just like, nah, man, I've been done. That's all the mother saying, you know what? I don't got time to be waiting. I'm gonna go ahead and have to dictate and move some of my Jedis around so they can get closer and closer. That's why I say the great mother built clubhouse. It ain't no bad thing, you know what I'm saying? It's just how you use it. So, man, once again, man, I love you like cook food. Praise be to you and your ancestors, man. All the gods and all the spirits you serve, your whole spiritual team, man. Beneficent energy to you always and forever, man. Forever, 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 man. Ooh, this can be. I love being emotional like this right here. Y'all don't even tick-tocking. I'm gonna run upstairs right now, do my reading. We're gonna all take a nice big inhale. Big exhale out the mouth.
P.S. Can I add something real quick?
Yeah, the boss is here. The boss is here, Sensay. So let's pause the breathing for a second while the boss.
Yeah.
What's up? Yes, go right ahead.
And stay tuned for that class.
She gonna come in and verify. Now stay tuned for that class. Yes, stay tuned for that one. This time we're gonna take another breath, and this one is gonna be an audible exhale. Make some noise on this exhale. Big inhale. Y'all be talking about energy trapped in your throat because you holding it. One more time. Oh. Anabako, Gijala Kiminka, Tatia Tezera, Kabel Renat, Amcha Sagvanu, Tahara Nunara, Nagibor, the Shea Yakadeka, Kavava Shamran, Barkamtar, Rakame, Tazika Taker to meet Gamla, Kasim Kadosh, Baru Tufka, Nahel Lada Taker, Yakib Gael, and Chapanez, or Craig Katushka Taker, Shavatanuka Bel, Ushma, Tazaka Tanu, Yadea Talamot, Baruk Shem, Kavomakuto, Alam Vaed. Let's show Sensei how we take it out. 1 time on 3, 2 time, 3 times. Peace, 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 peace. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Peace.
Thank you.